hopefully it burns away the tick infestation.
What tick
Yeehaw.
infestation?
I hate living in South Texas, bro.
What tick infestation?
There's a specific type of cattle tick that's been infesting the border recently. Recently,
Really?
as in like the last 5 years.
I have heard zero of this.
I mean, if you're not into agriculture, you wouldn't.
Have you get bitten by a tick?
It's not like the Lone Star tick where it actually like poses a threat to people. It's very specific to cattle getting infested and or sick. So if you're not in circles for agriculture and or livestock, it's not something you're going to hear about.
Oh.
Or you hear people complaining about the fertilizer prices.
Yep.
Is it because gas prices are high?
Gas is almost $4 here, and I'm about ready to hurt someone over it.
Yeah, because you're in the port state.
Yeah. Gas is like $4 here now. And it's like more like $5.
Alright, so we'll do some recapping. So last time, we had a moment when we were deciding which way we were going. You guys decided to go straight to Booba, and plans changed right after that, but we'll get to that point. You spoke with some of the residents there. You had to go deeper into the forest. They were kind of skeptical about your entrance, but still gave you the leeway to enter. Upon getting there, some of the more higher up locals were even more skeptical, but once again, your conversation and interest in what they were doing gave them a little bit of a point to relax. And yeah, so we had Rain messing with water that did not want to touch him, but eventually would have touched him if he would have gone further into the river. We had Beatrix, who was dealing with a perfumist, if that's a class or if that's a profession. And then, yeah, you guys proceeded to chit-chat with more people, like the barbarian lady with the huge great axe or great sword. And eventually got to the point where you ran into a friend that you were familiar with in the form of Clementine, where she greeted you all and gave you the clue of where to go to find Booba. Upon reaching Booba, you guys then were given a task to figure out how to find a certain item that you'll need, and you found a ring that collects souls. After going through a friendship bonding mission and doing okay. But yeah, you returned here and are now planning to ship back out to go do, and I'll let you guys decide what.
I think last we decided, never mind going to talk to Luca. We have a ring.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Kalon.
Wait, didn't we
Or
say that
try
when
and
we
find
were
him.
up here we would stop by your, like, packmates?
After the whole thing.
You kept saying that you wanted to make sure that you guys dealt with the situation first because you feel like you're on a time schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Or time restraint, at least.
Like, Samsy, of course, would love to go visit their family, but also their family is big and likes to throw parties that last for days.
Oh, geez.
And we don't have that time.
You got time for that?
No.
So yeah, you guys, I could put you back into the area where you were with Booba, or you can just discuss things where you are on the map. To do what you do. You also remember seeing that you had some places that you can visit on the way, like little temples and other landmarks that stood out to you.
Weren't we like leaving last time we played?
Yep.
We were heading down the road to go.
Yeah, we were leaving.
Yeah, because we were in a hurry because we're on a time schedule. So our plan was to get everything done first and then come back and do all the random
Fun
crap,
stuff.
Yeah.
Like the runes.
Yeah. decide stuff because we're on a time schedule and blah 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 blah.
Did we ever decide if we were going to travel there by land or boats?
To where? Monica or
City of Innocence,
it
where we assume Kalan might be.
it honestly kind of sounds like it would be faster by water because I mean boats kind of go faster than walking on land.
And I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, we could see if people will let us buy, like, horse and carriage, or just horses.
We're nearby Adrian. If we want to be obtuse, we can walk all the way down here and then hope that he might be able to teleport us.
Isn't he at the capital?
I actually saw him. He was at the capital.
He was? Okay.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Rain doesn't know how to operate his teleportation circle.
Sure.
It
Okay.
was always something that he said he'll teach me later, and then that later never happened.
So, do we want rented / bought mounts of some sort, or do we want to travel by water for speed?
Let's do water.
Okie
Water is
dokie.
faster. We gotta hope there's someone there that can take us.
Yeah,
It's not like,
that's
yeah,
gonna
we're
be the
shipping
only
out
hard
in 3
part.
days. It's like, oh well, probably gonna walk there.
Gotcha. All right, so you guys head out to the docks area. I guess where you guys kind of came in, unless you want to find another one that's different in hopes of finding a place or a vessel. So would you rather go to the same port?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, yeah, why not? It's not like we've had a bad impression of them
Gotcha.
yet.
Yeah, the other pirates might be there. Maybe the other people there are not pirates, but old pirate. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, nothing. I was just like, do you want to have any like goodbye role play with like Booba and their gang?
That's what we did. I thought we like told them all bye, and then we like came to the map.
Yeah,
and
you
then we
just,
talked
that's why you
about
got to the map, yeah, because you are dispersed.
Okay.
Yeah.
She told you to return once you had the souls, and she'll help.
Okay.
And the reason we have to go find Kalan for over a number of things is we need to find out how to sever souls to put them in the ring.
Yeah, so I guess we walked back to the docks to look for a ship.
So upon reaching the docks, you guys look around for some familiar faces, and you do see some. You see Scarlett walking the streets, or I guess the edge of the bay, and yeah, she's just kind of checking stuff for the ship, as she did last time, just making sure things were packed up and ready.
Wasn't she going to
Scarlet
Luca?
is
Wasn't Scarlet going to Luca?
because her comrade kind of got crispied.
What was the question?
You said Scarlet. Do you mean like Bliss or Rose or something? Or Bliss or whatever?
Am I saying the wrong person? Let me see. Sure.
You said Scarlet.
Oh my bad. Yeah. It was yeah, it was Rose.
Okay, yeah, I figured.
Wow, they're still here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only been what 4 days. So.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess Beatrix will approach her.
So
Hey.
yeah, she's busy. Oh shit. Oh hey.
Yeah, we're
Good
back for
seeing you.
what we did. Where are you guys going after this?
Heading back to the main, or not to the main captain. Sorry, to Raziel, the capital city.
Okay, never mind then. We're gonna look for. We need to find a ship to take us to the city of, I think, Innocence.
Dude,
Trust would be the closest port side.
Do you guys need to be dropped off somewhere else?
Yeah, but it's out of the way, so we'll find someone that's going up there, I guess.
Cool. How about this? Bless can handle this little simple, I guess, carry a mission by herself. We have a second ship,
That's nice.
but I have to actually plead for her because last time I almost, didn't come back with it.
Oh,
Is that okay with you?
I guess.
You want to help me beg?
In
I can help.
Sure,
I can
I'll
try.
You got it, so good. Thanks. Yeah, come with me. So she kind of just tugs you along and gets you to
With
the
my
edge.
0 charisma.
Yeah, with
Gets you to the
my
edge of the boat
8
where you see
charisma.
Bless kind of
20
leaning
charisma.
over the rails and looking down at the water, just seemingly kind of just daydreaming, just being in her own world. Yeah, so Scarlet screams out like, Bless!
Rose.
She doesn't respond. Captain! And she perks up like, hey, I have a request. She, what is it? Oh, it's you guys. Hey. Yeah. So,
Hello, child.
our friends from before that, were very helpful to us, need some help getting across the waters. Wait, where did you guys say you were going?
Mir, the city of trust.
I'm not
We
trust.
gotta get the closest we can to Innocence, I think?
Yeah, but that's gonna be the closest port site, I believe, unless there's other cities that we
there's other
can't
cities.
see.
Yeah, like
There's
Is
other
there a
cities.
port here?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
I
because
can
right now
tell.
we're,
yeah. I mean, we're here. Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
Like,
Is there a port here?
you can assume that there would be one nearby, or you could just
Oh,
ask
then
Rose.
Yeah. whatever
yeah, then the
closest-
city of innocence.
Yeah, whatever
Hello,
closest-
child. Stop. I love you.
Is that your
Yes.
dog
Okay.
Cat.
cat?
All right, so she mentions like, yeah, we need to stop at our nearby Elijah, and you see Bless kind of tilt her head to the side, and she's like, why? And
We gotta go there, and we're just supposed to like think.
To figure out how to collect souls.
that sounds like a very devious mission. I don't want my first mate to get involved in something like that.
Yeah, we gotta.
You know, now that I say it like that, it does sound devious.
No, we
Well,
gotta
it-
explore
It's for the greater good. I promise.
Right. That's
It may sound that way, but it's to make sure the rightful ruler gets the throne.
I don't know about rifle. I mean, the rifle rule is supposed to be the other guy that's gonna get it now, but I mean, according to their rules. But we're gonna make sure the best ruler gets the throne.
We're gonna make it fair. How about that?
Yeah.
We're making it fair so that there's a choice between who the new leader's gonna be.
I mean, yeah, we're probably just wasting our time, but I mean, as long as we give them a fair shot.
Yes, we know it's a waste of time, but it's something we must do.
I mean, they both might not be good rulers. It might be someone else.
The soul into someone isn't a waste of time. There's no such thing as a useless life. Hello?
That- I know that, but I mean, if they think it's a waste of time, that's fine. But we don't think it's a waste of time, so
Oh, no,
it's
I'm
a
just
it's a
saying,
mission.
People die all the time. I mean, we don't go. Everyone doesn't go on quests to save them.
Many
Yeah,
people
but, like,
have.
most people don't get their soul shattered.
Are you willing to give us passage there or not?
Well, no, I don't think they're giving us passes. We're
Please.
supposed to like beg you to borrow the second ship because Rose wants to go.
Can Rain pull a puppy dog eyes?
I mean, you can do it if you want.
Oh, beg, you say.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
So, Rose, what have you told these people? Only that you have a very beautiful second ship that I can potentially take to get them there.
Mhm.
Yes? You see her kind of laugh a bit and kind of lower her head. You know what happened last? I guess, man, you never let me live it down. And why should I if you almost destroyed everything and nearly killed yourself? Well, I mean, I'm more capable now, right?
Yeah, aren't you like trying to make sure she takes the reins or something like that? I mean, if she can't even take the ship by herself, then how are you gonna do? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, you're right.
Practice makes perfect.
But it's so hard to like convince her to behave properly.
What did
All
she
right,
do?
so
What did-
we'll
wait, what did she do?
give it a try. We'll give it a try.
What do you mean
You're
behave
right.
properly?
When she gets her wings, she gets a little excited. I plan to try to get her to calm down before relieving my ship.
We can be chaperones. I don't know.
That's what I'm hoping.
Okay.
Yes. How about one of you chooses to be leader for now, and she'll be first mate / captain of her own ship, but you just watch over. Okay.
Samsy claps paws on Alma's shoulders and kind of like moves you closer. This one.
I will assist her in guiding this ship. No problem.
Okay.
I vote Samsy because she's the tallest. She can see over people's heads. That's usually good, right? For a leader.
Well, that would be good for getting people alert, like in the crow's nest, to see things, probably, but not necessarily that skill, I don't think.
Okay.
Alright. So, cool. I guess the heavily armored fellow will be in charge for me.
Okay.
Is that okay with you? Yes, ma'am, I understand. I will make sure everything works perfectly. Trust me. It's easy, you say? Well, I'm not saying easy. Okay. So, yeah, they kind of go back and forth and joke and have their moments. And then, yeah, she kind of just gestures with her thumb, like, right over there. You know where to find it. So she clicks her heels out of excitement and joy and runs off. And screams, keep up, come on.
Oh boy.
Beatrix runs after her.
Samsy, specifically to
Alright,
Alma, is just like, I feel like these is gonna be a long couple days, huh? She's excited to be on the water, though. Fish.
So yeah, she you see a few of her shipmates kind of walking off of the ship with Les and wandering away. So you have a handful of people with you. Obviously not as many as you had before, but yeah, kind of pile up together. And you guys meet up on the boat. So I'll bring you to the ship. Which one's top? Yeah. Alright, so 1 second. And what we got here? So down towards the bottom. You're here. And yeah.
I guess plus.
So you see all the entire troop of plus. Bye. Yeah, so you see all the crew kind of just like not really packing things because they don't have any extra like necessary cargo to load for this boat. But you see the other girls kind of seemingly like relieved that they've taken this task, and yeah, you see them kind of wander around the ship and take care of it.
Are there any supplies that we need before we leave?
So Rose looks at you guys and gestures with a shrug, like, "We're fine. Do you guys need to do anything else?"
I'm good.
I'm just making sure that the ship has enough supplies to keep everything going, that's all.
About a day or two on the water doesn't take too much. I mean, do you guys like big meals or?
I do not.
I can catch whatever I eat, so I'll be fine.
Okay, so yeah, make yourself at home. Hopefully you guys don't have motion sickness. You seemed to do okay last time, but we'll just.
I don't have motion sickness.
That's good.
Adrian says he gets sick if he reads while he goes on a boat, though.
Yes, you need to focus on the water sometime. So yeah, make yourselves on, like I said. Should you run into anything that you find awkward or dirty, out of place or whatever it may be, do be a love and kind of help out, because I'm pretty sure Bless didn't offer any money for this, so this is all free.
You said
That's
make
fair.
yourself at home. Beatrice already pulled out like a chair, sitting in it, laying in it, sunbathing in a bikini.
So, you have anything that my friend over here can do?
It's always worked. Just sit on head downstairs or down at the bottom of the deck, or below deck, I'm sorry. And yeah, they'll be able to find something to do.
Well, I need to give him specific instructions.
Oh, well, you can just
He's not like the smartest, most intellectual property there is. If you understand what I'm saying.
she kind of waves her hand in front of its face. Like, oh, okay. Right. So they could just wash the floor. Just get a
Do-
mop and start mopping the floor.
Swab the deck.
Okay. I have Simulacron start swabbing the deck.
The top's clean. Go ahead.
The top top
The
deck.
top is clean. So yeah, yeah. We tend to make our appearance look great, but underneath, we may have some things that are a little bit more grungy.
Do they swab the deck?
He can do the grungiest things you want. But we'll have him swab the deck and be a lookout while we're traveling. So I'll give him those instructions.
Rain's gonna take the broom from the strap on his back and speak it aloft, and he'll start lifting off up again. Once we get out to more open waters.
Okay. So yeah, you guys continue to settle down and help out on the ship. Things seem to be pretty quiet, pretty calm, pretty peaceful. Any worries? Any confusion? Any things you want to do in particular?
I'll start my pseudo training as with driving with watercraft instruments and the navigator's tools.
Mhm.
So I'll start, getting some tips on all that and actually playing with the navigator's tools, and eventually I become proficient in them.
Alright. So eventually, like how soon? Like during the day, or is it like overtime throughout the session?
Well, according to the player's handbook, you have to spend 250 hours and 250 gold to gain a tool proficiency or language.
Hmm.
So it's whatever you say it is. Let's put it that way.
So how does the party feel it's fair to gain skills?
That's just what the player's handbook has. That's all.
Okay. So
It's 250 days of actual training and 250 gold in order to become proficient at something.
So 200 days is a long time. You
Yeah,
jump
I-
out of-
I know that. That's why you have to plan it out a bit. 250 downtime days.
Yeah. I changed it in my game to like 30 days, right? But you have to pay more gold. Yeah. That's on you guys talked about last time. Okay. But I also found out because I knew there had to be a reason why you swabbed the deck. There is a reason.
I didn't swap the deck. My simulacron.
Oh no, I'm
is
saying that
swapping.
there's a reason, like in real, like why you swap the deck. It has nothing to do with like dirt. Because it's weird that they always swap in the deck.
Mhm.
So
He's a
apparently,
lookout.
well, the reason is because the floorboards would shrink, and then water would get below deck. So you swab it, like so, it's rub water on it, so the floorboards swell, so they become tight, so water doesn't drip below deck from the ship when you're like sailing and stuff.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
you
they also
swab-
use pitch and tar and those kind of things.
Oh, I guess poor pirates. They constantly had to swab the deck. It wasn't like they had to clean the deck like 5 times a day because people were dirty or something. It was
I
more like-
understand.
yeah, it was. But it was
Well, that's why they call the British sailors limeys, because they used to use citrus juice so that when they had long journeys, so they wouldn't get scurvy.
yeah, I know that. You use fruit to cure scurvy.
You guys would see Rain like 200 meters in the air.
Okay. Oh yeah, I guess Beatrix still has her wings out. I keep forgetting about that. I guess there could be conversation starters eventually.
If you guys can see, he's trying to wave at you guys, but not in like a oh hi. He's like a holy shit. How do we get down?
Beatrix is in a chair.
The easy way or the hard way?
All right, cool. Yeah. Anybody else do anything in particular to help out or to improve
Personally,
themselves?
just catching fish for ourselves and the crew.
It's pleasant. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So yeah, you guys continue. Like it takes about. She tells you that it'll take about 2 days to reach by water. So you guys can spend the day as necessary. But at some point near night on the second day, you guys start to feel some rocking on the boat. So sunset, and you kind of feel like there shouldn't be because there aren't many clouds in the sky, and if there are clouds, they aren't the kind to like cause trouble for you. So, yeah, Rose is kind of like looking kind of confused, like what's going on, and just trying the best to coast it as clean as she can, but there seems to be a slight issue.
Look,
Like that.
It's next time.
look look underneath, like on over the side, and see if there's like a kraken trying to attack the ship or something stupid like that.
All right, so
It says nighttime.
give me a perception check. It's sunset.
Sunset. Okay.
Yeah.
So Beatrix is up doing stuff. Probably helping. Probably doesn't even know it. She doesn't know anything about ships to know that it's not normal.
Having been looking over the side for fishing, hey.
19.
Anyone else check it?
Simulacron can.
Sure.
I guess Beatrix uses solar assistance to know something's wrong. She has no idea. I guess whatever.
Yeah, so you see that the water near the boat is disturbed, but outside the area seems to be okay. Tim, you see a shadow under the water, kind of just moving around. Very like it's not abrupt. It's not very like you get attacked, but it's just like he's purposefully like swaying the boat. So you see like a fluctuating motion of like the weight or the darkness kind of just going from side to side.
It's a sea bully.
I pointed out I go, hey, Beatrix, take the wheel temporarily. Come here. I ask the Rose to come over here and look and see if she knows what this is.
Why am I taking this thing?
Yeah, so she hands the wheel over and runs to the side and peeks over, and she's kind of looking around, see if she does anything.
Okay.
If I have to, I'll like drop a rock right where it is, so she knows exactly where to look.
I don't see anything. So what's going on?
There's a shadow down there. It is swaying back and forth. It's intentionally doing this.
All the water looks dark to me. I can tell.
Human eyes.
Okay. If I see it, can I target it with anything? Actually, what's the range down there?
So you'd assume that it's probably like 20 to 30 feet deep?
Okay. As soon as I see that shadow down there, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire down at it.
Okay. Go ahead, cast it.
Make him glow.
Exactly.
What color is he glowing?
That might be extremely unfortunate, depending on what it is.
It's like I've been seeing. Scatter.
Well,
Like the whole sea lights up.
At least we can see it.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, but it's just like, how much is better with us not knowing?
Like that scene in Atlantis with that giant mecha crab.
Let's make a deck save.
That's why I posted it.
Or like the Prince of Egypt when they're walking against the water and there's like a shark swimming anytime the lightning flashes.
Oh yeah.
It's creepy
I'm
as
gonna
hell.
say it's a sea bully. It has shaken the ship and is trying to get its lunch money.
I'll be right back.
Okay. 17 saves.
I don't think
Oh.
there's a save for that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there's. And any other fish that are in the area or whatever line up.
All right, so a bunch of the fish just get caught up, and you see a bunch of like random
Oh,
fish start to try to swim away, but they keep getting sucked back in. So you see like a constant motion of them like flailing out and then just losing progress as they're trying to get away. But you do see something start to glow regardless, and you can see that it's possibly attached to the thing that's been messing with you guys.
It's charging this laser.
So it's like it's the glowing seems to flow like water though, so it's kind of like very awkward looking.
Is it a
doesn't have, like, a
shark?
solid shape?
Is it a shark with a laser?
No.
Oh. What?
It's from a movie.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Austin Powers.
Yeah,
Okay.
freaking sharks with freaking laser. Yeah. I think that isn't there like a movie called Sharknado, and they made a Sharknado
Sharknado.
2 when the Sharknado 2 had lasers on their head, so they spin around the
Oh,
shark.
I watched all of those. And the snow sharks and the sand shark and sand
I never
shark
seen any
2.
of them. I just know about them. But
It's a joke.
yeah. Either way,
So, yeah.
Beatrix is on the wheel, sailing the ship as a 16. I don't know how good that is for sailing the ship, but she's also in the pirate outfit now. Sexy pirate outfit.
Alright, so a bunch of the other shipmates and crewmates come up to the top deck, and they start to peek around the corners and edges, and you start hearing some words of Oma. You may know these things since you're from the area. I guess the others may have as well if you're from the continent. You've heard of some very ancient existing titans of sorts.
Oh my god, we found Nessie.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, you hear one of them mention the name Ribby. And if you want to give me a religion check, you guys can remember where these things come from, why they're there, so forth and so on.
-1. Hey,
Just kidding.
I rolled a 10.
Yeah, so I guess we'll wait till Goku can find out things if he can, or when he comes
I
back.
don't think Beatrix
If you
knows
can.
anything about religion in the area.
Huh?
So I don't think Beatrix knows anything about religion in the area, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll my guys. No.
So you're kind of blind to it, but yeah. So you would know of a sea beast or a soul that's been, I guess, lost a long time ago. That doesn't cause issues usually, but it has been bothered recently, and so have other titans due to other things that have been going around or going on in the area. You could assume whatever it may be some other tampering from either one of the leaders or something else is going on. So assume what you want, but you know that the titans only stir whenever they are bothered. So yeah, you eventually start to see something emerge. Waters around the boat get pretty rough until a guy pops up. That's pretty large. Let me see if I can get him to your part.
I hope I can understand what he's saying.
Then the Attack on Titan music starts playing.
Alright. So yeah, one of the titans you know as Rivian appears out of the water.
Hold on. Jesus Christ.
Fairly large. But you Oma, you would know that he can actually get a lot larger than what he is I guess is right now, so you can assume this could be worse, but he's
Beatrix points out, hey guys, there's a dragon over there.
yeah, pretty large dude just kind of floating next
Yeah.
to the boat.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yep.
I found him first.
I say hello to him in all the languages I know. See if he responds to one of them.
I'm back. What did I miss?
The scene from the
Giant
movie.
fucking dragon.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, we already made friends with him. He's our best friend. He gave us all 3 wishes, but you weren't there, so. Oh well.
They're kidding.
Yeah, I can fly at will.
Yeah.
Is that what you go with? Making sure.
I could get the kidding, but like, that's not a black dragon, is it?
No.
It's a titan.
I think it's just a big water beast.
It's a titan.
Sea creature.
Right. So yeah, it kind of roars and glares at the ship, and then dips back under the water.
Beatrix waves.
And yeah, when you speak to it, it doesn't really speak back. It just kind of looks at you, and you can't really tell if it's scowling or not because it's not really that easy to tell by its anatomy. So it dips back under.
Oh, so they're not Skyrim dragon anatomy.
Yeah.
Did it seem to respond when I spoke Draconic?
It did not. You assume that it is potentially not a dragon.
Did you hear what the roar meant? Did he say "fuck off" and then left?
Get off my lawn!
So yeah, Rose is freaking out like, no, this can't be happening. Now I just want to get the proper shell. She's gonna kill me.
Why is she gonna kill you? It's not like it destroyed the ship.
So
Yes?
it appears back on the other side. Oh, wrong people. My bad.
Yes!
You guys get out of here. But yeah, so it appears back on the other side, and yeah, it seems to be looking at the ship again. Does anybody want to do anything in particular? As you see something that wasn't there before, as spines grow out of his back.
Samsy's going to make the universal hand gesture of what the fuck?
Beatrix waves at
When
it.
you see rain coming in, like very, very hot, and then you just like, and just like stops like 30 meters above.
Alright, so yeah, it has like fin-like arms, and you see it wave its arm in a motion, and it splashes into the water on the other side.
Yeah, Beatrix is
And-
gonna wave at it and yell, "Hi, I'm Beatrix. Are you a good sea monster or a bad sea monster?"
So as fin hits the water, the spokes and branches looking thingies on its back flip off in like a spiral formation, and 5 of them hit the side of the ship.
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
not nice.
Okay.
Boom. Yeah, so 5 of them tag the ship, and you see like tendrils growing and kind of wrapping around the ship. So
Hey,
as it
stop
dips
that.
back underwater.
Okay.
Well, in my tactical acumen, I would say this is a bad situation.
Very bad situation.
Should I go hit it
What
with
do we
my
do?
sword?
Are they like physically attached, like harpoons into the side of the ship or something like that?
What was that? Yeah, they're like imagine like if you had barnacles like slammed into the boat and they just stuck there. So they're just into the boat.
Rose, I'm sorry, your mother is going to kill you.
It's not my mom,
I
but
don't think it
shit, close enough.
Your legal guardian.
Yes.
I don't think that should-
Can we maybe try to pry these off or something like that?
So
I think they're too big.
yeah, they're about your size or bigger.
Well, I guess we keep going.
Because there's not really much we can do about that.
I'm going to examine them and see what the best way to deal with these. I'm going to examine these barnacles.
1 second. As you get closer to them, they're closer to like the second layer of the boat on the second deck. You can kind of see something sentient, like either like looking at you, feeling like it's potentially moving. As they do, crack into the boat, and you see these things kind of walk out. So you would be. Yeah, so it's tiny little ones compared to like the one that's sent them this way. Yeah. You see you see tiny little sea creatures kind of entering the second deck. So we'll scoot you guys over to here. You guys can just enter this part of the boat as you went down to check on things. This way.
I took Simulacrum with me.
Cool. So position your tokens wherever you want, and I'll put the tokens where they are. Here.
Is this the top deck?
Yeah, stop deck.
Okay, Samsy's still up here.
So you'll still see tendrils like reaching up towards the top of the deck, but the boat has birthed some people.
The boat has.
Uh,
I hate that.
So they're screeching.
Oh.
And just rolls for initiative or anything that you guys want to do before this initiative starts.
Rain would like to run away from the creatures that are climbing up on the side of the boat.
Cool.
Well, they're not climbing, they're in the boat.
Do you know what I meant?
So imagine like they were impaled into the side of it and they just kind of like pods just opened up and fell out. So
They were birthed into the boat.
yes.
Run away from the projectiles.
They're like seamen.
Oh, I never rolled Portent today.
Clear the initiative, or do you want to?
Oh, I didn't see that first. It was
It's
into
fine.
that first. So.
Alright, I'm going to use the 16 for Portent on my initiative. That gives me a 21.
Wait 1 second. And then move again. Or did? Wait. Yes.
Just change it.
Do we want to roll again?
Yeah, just to get the proper number.
You can change your number, whatever.
Mine was 15.
Yeah, just roll again and then change it to 15.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can change your own initiative on the turn order.
Okay.
There goes the ring.
Oh, I guess you didn't have your token selected.
Yeah, I forgot to. Let's say a 14. That's plus one.
So, if you guys have seen Little Shop of Horror, yeah, imagine just a bunch of like,
He needs some more.
yeah, those dudes just kind of screaming at you. Mouths wide open, tongues flaring, and seemingly very hungry.
Why do they look like smaller dragons?
They are.
Mhm.
Can see more.
So,
Is there anything? Can I still see anything in the water other than the tendrils climbing on the ship?
you can still see like the actual Rivian kind of going back and forth underwater.
I hate that. So the spikes, like there's still tendrils moving on the outside of the ship, right?
It seems to be pulsing. Like it has its own, I guess, heartbeat in a way.
I'm gonna.
Does anyone say anything that shit's going down? Or is Beatrice is going to sail the ship while you guys fight?
Is Beatrix on the top deck with Samsy?
She was sailing the ship.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, we might be in a little bit of trouble. I'd appreciate if you could either help up
Okay.
here or in the second deck.
With my ability.
I quite presume that we indeed appear to be in quite a bit of spot of bother.
Spot of the bother.
Really? What tipped you off?
Alright. So, position yourself in front of them, and cool.
Beatrix runs down with her oblivious ability. What's going on? Oh, little guys.
Little men.
Yeah. So they're just kind of screeching.
It's baby dragons.
I'm going to try and smack one of the pods.
And you, oof,
Never mind.
it is a miss.
Where is your
Thankfully, I don't
character?
have to use burn, so whatever.
Cool.
Where's your token?
Me?
Yeah.
Right here.
It's like the naked things that attached to the ship, not the actual monster. Alright, Rain, what you got?
Are these guys on the inside?
Yeah, there where you are. This is the top deck where you only see the tendrils and the pods. You guys are below deck where the pods have they have an opening, but they have shut out some little babies.
They are sperm. Called it.
Rain's going to use his movement to fly 50 feet up. So just imagine him in the air.
I don't. Like you on above deck?
No, I'm in the below deck. I'm on this side of the floor.
I don't. Is the below deck's 50 feet up?
Yeah, you probably only have like maybe 15 at best to work with
Yeah, I
in the
remember
entire
below
room.
being really short.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
It's like smaller than a room. Or short. Yeah, flatter than yeah.
Question: Does sleep go around corners like Fireball does? Like if there's a wall in between this point here, does the sleep go around and then go in?
Does it say it does? No.
Spells.
I don't know if you guys even sleep.
Oh, they are dragons.
I
Well,
don't think-
they're
I think
not
we est-
dragons.
Yeah,
He
we
doesn't
established
speak
that,
to
It's
us.
yeah.
creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range.
Can you put jizz to sleep?
Oh my god.
What you doing?
Does that hit the lady?
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to put them to sleep and not hit and not make the
Yeah, so you're trying to cast a very large casting spell and very
Yeah,
strong.
yeah. If anything, you save her so she doesn't have to be awake when she gets eaten by a baby dragon.
I'll have them act on the bottom of the initiative if you decide to run out. That's gonna affect me.
What are you eating?
Chips. Why?
Mouth open. Okay.
I don't have anything.
Stab him.
Iron space.
Slap him.
Weakness.
Magic missile.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Attack the darkness.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's major. Never mind.
Hey.
I don't think it's rolling. There you go.
Nope. I clicked way too many times. It's a first level spell.
How many?
14 damage.
8 plus 5, yeah.
13.
Yes.
Yeah, 13.
Ignore the last 3.
Okay. So 13 to 1 to each, or are you doing all in one?
Oh, it's 9 plus
No, one at this one at this one, and then one at this one.
Okay. 4, 4, 5. Gotcha.
Then I'm going to. Nope, I'm done.
Yeah, that's fair.
Cool.
You run
Almost.
above deck to hide.
Do they look bloodied after that hit?
Nope.
Okay, I missed. I was firing a frostbolt.
What'd you say?
That I did a frostbolt, ray of frost. That one, and I missed.
Yeah, it's a miss.
Got it.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Alright. So it's their turn to act.
Nope.
Oh, you said
It-
no?
It's Simulacrid's turn.
Oh, you go for it.
It's like I want to be like, he passes his turn.
Assume a 15 hits, right?
Yeah, so 15 hits.
You can assume.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Okay.
say assume
I
that.
was say, you could assume that it doesn't hit though, but you could assume it.
Well, okay. 3 force, and I have to look at the ability. Okay, and Ezra. Okay, he's done.
Could I yell for that person there to like get out of here?
Yeah, you can.
The NPC, because I mean, like I don't
Yeah.
know when her turn is, but
I said they're gonna act at the end of the turn.
okay, well, because they still need the dragons to go then.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know if she's seen the dragons come in and then she's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna stand here and watch them like come to life in front of me and kill me.
Right. So you see them like attempt to move forward, but they're still tethered to their whatever just shot them out. The tendrils that shot them out.
Mm-hmm.
So you see them screech, but they tend to spit while screeching, and yeah, so get a at the simulacrum gets an 8 from the guy up top. The one next to it tries to spit at Beatrix. 16.
It hits.
The one here is going to shoot at the lady. 7. She miss. The other one down here is also going to spit at her. 5 crit.
I'm gonna help her with that
Okay. What you got?
using corner reroll.
Makes them real. 24.
Ah,
Not great. Yeah, so
Not a crit.
yeah, you kind of did something helpful. Oops. Wow. 7 damage to Beatrix, and the lady will take 10. Lady falls unconscious.
is she dead?
I will let other NPCs fall unconscious, so you have an opportunity to save them. They will make death saving throws. She's down. Is that numbers? Okay. What else is doing that? So yeah. On the top deck, Samsy, you see that the pods continue to pulse. They glow a little bit this time, and yeah, you see no real big change, but except for the tendrils kind of grow a little bit thicker and pulse along with the pods. Yeah, so you see also Rivian kind of swimming around, going to the other side of the ship. Matrix, you're
Guess
If-
I'm gonna bunk a thingy.
which one?
I'll go with the one below us then, since he's technically up there. And flash.
6 for 13. Yeah, so you hit it, bob it pretty hard.
19 slash.
19. And so you see that once you do, it screeches and turns into a puddle of water, and it seemingly is done and dealt with. One second, let me check. But yeah, after that, yeah. So you have anything else?
I don't think so. I think I'm done.
The little squeakers.
Yeah. So, the lady up top runs up and gets the fuck out of the way. The others seem to pull out like their broomsticks and mop sticks, and one of them pulls out a dagger or two.
What
Sky-
a mood.
And they're like, what do we do? What do we do? And Rose informs them to get these things off my fucking boat. So,
Isn't technically this the exact same place as this?
yes. It's directly.
It's under it. It's not the same place.
So Rose is going to swing upon the tendrils, seeming a little bit better. Misses. One of the ladies is going to swing best at with her daggers. She doesn't do too well either. She'll try again though. Still fail. We got a broomstick lady. She's gonna try her bestest and do 20, deal 1 damage. All right, so Sky's kind of looking nervous, but she freaks out a little bit and does a little break move and kind of cowers in the corner. Yeah. Other than that, is sanity.
Gonna try that again.
All right.
Nice.
22 is a hit. How much damage are you dealing?
It's a 23, and it's going to be 11. 11 damage, because I have a point of burn.
So the one that you hit, you see big swell on it, and you see once you smack it pretty hard, you see it pop and just burst. And all the tendrils deflate and start to slowly just creep and melt off of the side of the ship.
Sansi legit threw up in her chair at that.
Gross.
Yeah, so it kind of bursts like a full pimple and just splats back into the water. And you get some, praise and accolades from the crew up there. Yeah, anything else you want to say or do for passing?
Pimple-based trauma. That's my turn.
All right, cool.
Rain's gonna run over here. And can I check her? Can I stabilize her?
Uh-huh.
I do have a healer's kit.
Okay, cool. If you have a healer's kit, you automatically pass a medicine check, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, you stabilize her, but you'd assume that she's still in danger since she's in front of, an angry spirit.
Yeah. He's gonna try and use his little wimpy arms and pull her body more towards over here.
So how many feet did you use to get over there?
I used
15.
15. And I'm gonna be putting here. I'm gonna say it's like difficult terrain because I'm carrying something heavy.
As long as it's within your weight, you can drag it normally.
What's my weight?
I don't know. What you carry? What's your push?
Yeah, I don't. Are we using very encumbrance or like?
It's regular encumbrance, so it'd be 30 times your strength through your push, pull, and lift.
30 times 6. Is she above 180 pounds?
No.
Cool. I can pull her over here.
Cool. Alright, so you tug her away, and she seems to be in shape.
I just take out where'd she get hit?
She was a spit on. So
okay, so I just
seems
quick water over the acid.
She's all milky.
Like the water was seemingly hot, or potentially burned her a bit. Just fainted from the pain. So.
Is the acid still sizzling on her, or?
It's just water. It's not acid.
Oh, okay.
He's blowing it.
Yeah.
In that instance of checking, stabilizing her, he would take out some of the water and pour it over the area and then slap one of the big gauze pads.
Slap the burn.
Oh.
Throw some salt water on it. Why not?
Yeah. Gotcha.
And my turn.
Alright. So, Alma, what you got going on?
Miss again.
Alright, so 9's a miss. Some action. Yeah. Miss as well. Alright. Anything else that you have?
Over. Turn over.
Alright, so Gideon appears back on the other side of the ship and roars. You can see that he is potentially building up some more tendrils on his back, but that's all he does for the turn. But you do notice that the little beasts, or ones that are attached to the wall, detach. And then start moving towards their targets. Alright, so the first one up here is going to make an attack at...
Hang on. I'm Simulacron reacts. He has disadvantage to this attack.
What's that? What?
He has disadvantage
why?
to this attack.
Yeah, what are you doing?
My Simulacron has a reaction.
Why does he have disadvantage?
Because I imposed it on him.
Yeah, I think the idea is what is this ability? That's what they're asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this flavorful or is this like?
No. Just chill, and I'll post it. Okay.
What is this 2?
This is an ability of an artificer for the simulacrum.
So if it attacks Simulacrum, then you can't do it.
Yeah, but I rolled a d2 to see if it was going to attack either the Sim or Beatrix. It's attacking Beatrix, so it's a disadvantage.
I have 10 AC. Let's see how much this matters.
Hey, it's a reaction. It's free.
So Beatrix, 18 hit, I assume? Yes, you said 10, right?
Yep.
So.
Was that with disadvantage?
Aha.
Oh, my bad, that's right, yeah.
That's
But
what
I
I
mean.
was saying. I thought you rolled 9. Yeah. 10 still hits.
9
damage.
9 damage.
Wait, what's your dexterity score?
0.
Actually, not that low. Yeah, so the others, you see kind of like walk off, and
Beatrix is
you
very
see them
close.
kind of build up at the door. You hear one clank against something, and it seems to be stuck in the room. But
She's adorably clumsy.
right, so these two will then look at you guys and screech and spit from a distance. So, let's see, tree roll a d3 using its target. 3 will be Beatrix, and the other one will choose 2, Homa. So they're spitting from y'all. 7 at Beatrix, and an 8 at. Is that right? Yes, right. Yeah, just rolled pretty bad.
Yeah.
Cool.
2 and 3.
Yeah. So you, like I said, on the top deck, you guys see Rivian building up another like continues. But the pods that are already on the side of the ship, they seem to be dimming, as if they use energy to do something to the other little beast. But they tend to glow. Yeah. Beatrix.
They're just like, ew, stop spinning, it's not nice.
Mhm.
Swings at him. And smacks him.
20, 15,
16.
it goes 16. Yeah. It's enough to kill it. Turn it to a puddle of water. Yeah.
I'm done.
At the end of the round, you see Rose try her best to hang again. 8. 5, she gets a hit. D. But not just enough not to break it. So I see it leaking a lot. So boom, it starts to seemingly have issues. So it's not growing and pulsing like the others may have it. But yeah, so the other girls, let's see, will try their best to swing as well. The one with the dagger, 13 hit. Chase him again. 5 is a miss. But her damage is 18. It's 5. Madam Broomstick tries her best to shoot as well. 12 is that's a hit. She's gonna deal her 1 damage. The broomstick. So this one's taking some hits, but she's just kind of wailing on it with a stick. But you see Sky turn around and look at the beast in the water and kind of focus on it for a bit, and we're gonna pass turn to Samsy.
Well, don't like that. 18.
18 to hit which the one below you.
Yeah, this one.
Alright, do your damage. Alright, that's enough because she dealt her 5 last round. So you see it splat again, it erupts, and water spills into the desert. I guess the sea that you're driving or fighting, or whatever you call it, swimming through. So yeah, you seem to have dealt with 2 of the pods, and yeah, so good job. Yeah. Are we done with turn?
Yep.
Right. Rain, you have saved a life, potentially. What next?
Gonna carefully move over her unconscious body, and from the group down there, he is going to be able to cast sleep.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this too. That attack actually hit me. So how much? Wait. The attack. Roll damage 2 more times against me, Josh, or roll another attack because you still have advantage against me. So one would have missed, but not just one more attack, but the other damage, the other one would have hit. The one where you had disadvantage to hit me, you should have took the first roll, would have been 18, right? So you just roll damage.
Okay. So 9 damage. Sweet. 8 more.
All right, you see Rain's gonna like pull out a spell book and like flip through a few pages, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and he's gonna sing that kind of jingle or like tune about like the rocking away.
There's a wall there. So this was a segment wall. So like this one here is stuck behind the door. You hear something flashing, but yeah, you assume that something's back there.
Okay, cool. Then
You still get 2 of them. That's good enough.
right, but I can't do that and not hit like Samsy. And then okay, so if that's the way, that I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna
It goes through the floor.
I mean, you can assume that the way how easily they are falling, that they're low HP compared to this one.
Yeah, and Beatrix is 132 HP. I don't think you're putting her to sleep.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and roll if you want to.
in ascending order of the current hit points.
Yeah, you do the lowest to highest.
No, so then what would happen is it would try spending all of its all the hit points against you and then fail.
No, it goes lowest to highest.
It always goes lowest to
Oh,
highest.
lowest. Okay, lowest to highest. Then never mind.
Yeah.
I'll do it right here and make it to where the farthest I can go up against the wall. Like.
Yeah, I got you. So.
Does the undead race have the ability where they can't be put to sleep?
There is no saving throw for sleep.
Yeah, there's no saving.
It's just 5d8 worth of hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You're
that
either
was
immune to sleep or you're not.
34. That was 34 hit points worth of sleep.
Where's your damage?
Yeah, where's the...
I rolled it though whenever I clicked it.
There is no damage. It's
There's
just
no
hit points.
Well, it's still technically damage, but I just need to see it.
34 hit points.
Where is it? I was waiting.
Up past the fly. You said that. Okay, remember you asked.
I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when you see a spell description, I expect it to be in the spell description or below it. So.
I clicked the spell
34 and then like
afterwards
3 other
just to
things.
make sure that it.
Gotcha. All right, yeah. So cool. You see both of them there in front of the doorway. Just pass out.
About the guy here.
So does sleep go through the walls?
It doesn't say that it doesn't. It just says that a creature's within 20 feet of a point.
It doesn't then. You don't add things to 5th edition. If it doesn't say it, doesn't do it. That's how it works in 5th edition.
Yeah, imagine it'd be like a puff of smoke in the room, and then it wouldn't affect the person on the side.
Yeah, just like Fireball catches on fire, but other fire spells don't.
All right, just making sure. Anything else you want to do for the turn?
Either way,
No bonus action, so no.
Oh no.
they have between like 12 and 14 HP or something like that, so it wouldn't have mattered either way.
Okay, can I attack this thing attached to the ship from the inside?
You can't really see much except for the hole that it made. So technically, no.
Okay. Can we attack it like they are from above the ship?
Does anyone else still see Goku's arrow here? This is annoying.
Yeah, I know. I see one too.
Move your arrow somewhere, like use your arrow once again, Goku.
What arrow?
Your arrow to point at things. Use it somewhere on the map. Just use it somewhere on the map. Doesn't
I'm
matter.
not doing it.
I know, just use it on the map somewhere. There, okay, it's stopped.
Yeah.
Was it stuck?
Yeah, it was stuck.
Yeah.
We just seen an
That's
arrow
weird.
like this for like forever. It was like in my square. I was like, I can't see what's going. Yeah. So you had to use it once.
All right, I'm gonna assume everything's okay. I'm gonna go to the top of the ship, and I'll take Simulacron with me.
Okay. So you see them up there, kind of just wailing on the side of the boat, hoping for the best. So what's your plan?
We're gonna. I assume we can get to the top deck. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
this will be fine. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna attack this.
Okay, go for it.
How close is it?
It's within 5 feet. What do you mean? How close is it?
Is it on the side of the ship? Is it like a range?
Yeah, imagine you like just reaching over the railing and just kind of just smacking.
Okay, I'm just gonna shoot it with a ray of frost.
So I'll take the top roll. You deal 4 damage. Still seems to be very much alive. Or I guess pulsing and beating. But it does seem like kind of frail and damaged compared to the other one across the boat over here.
All right. And then he is going to do this melee thing with it, reaching over.
Okay. 23 is a hit. 7 is enough to make it splat, and then you see it sink. So done for the turn.
End of turn. I'm gonna log out and log back in.
Okay. Yeah, so on Vivian's turn, you see on top deck that it prepares to sling its arm around to some more tendrils, but you see its guy kind of gesture in the air, and as it does what it needs to do, you see the tendrils flying towards the ship, but they disappear for a moment and appear behind Rivian, and they tag him in the back instead.
Nothing personal, kid.
Yeah, so you see Sky then kind of like fall back, typical like nosebleed, like overexerted power situation, and slowly start to pass out.
Uh-oh.
She's fine.
But no one knows.
Beatrix. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. Yeah, so down here, you hear some bubbling and gargling as another one of them is burst from that hole. It seems to be stuck to the wall, just like the other was. It's not sleeping. Yeah, yeah. So it seems to be buried. You can also hear more noise coming from inside the other room, beyond the door. Okay. So now it's Beatrix's turn.
I step over the sleeping ones and I guess stab at one of these guys back here.
It's the one that's to your right, but the one is on the other side of the
Oh,
door.
that's what I'm on. Okay, yeah, so I'll just hit this one then.
5's a hit. That is just enough to get it out.
Okay, so there's 14 HP.
So you see it turn to water, falls into drip. Yeah.
I guess I open the door and go in.
Huh?
I guess I open the door and go in.
Cool. So you see 2 of them kind of just screeching. You walk in. One of them stuck to the wall. The other one is kind of like curious as to how you just walk past it. Like, what the fuck?
Where's the door at?
The door is right where it's standing. So the door is here.
Oh, it looks like it was like this whole area.
Oh yeah, this square and this square next to it.
Yeah, so I just walk in.
So it seems to be like this entire set.
Yeah, I just walked around to get engaged with him.
Coup de grace their asses.
If not, I can actually stand. I can just open the door and stand there and just like fight him and keep it to where he can't spit on me. I guess I don't know.
Cool. Okay, so in Rose, we'll say she gets to tries to request 2 striking. She does the hitting of the thing. She kills it. Splats. So you see from the inside, this one here get tugged back against the wall for a moment, but then you hear it pop. Not hit it actually pop, but the the tendril that it was attached to. So the other lady here is going to try to stab some things, but she is going to Pretty sure she. Miss. That's it. 4. Oh, 7 damage. Right. So she seems to be doing pretty well, but the others aren't able to help. So Samzi have one more set of tendrils and like pulsing bubble thingy.
And
Sniff there.
the big dragon thing isn't in reach or
No,
sight.
he's like beyond. He kind of like he did what he did and took a lick and he kind of sunk back to the water. After getting hit.
He was like, nah. 20 feet, yeah.
Is the door open here?
All right, that's a hit. That's open. Beatrice opened it.
Okay. Do I have line of sight?
So that's your turn. But 1 second. Yeah, so that's enough to hit it. You see it blast off the side of the boat. Water splash everywhere. The lady with the daggers is like, "What the?" Covered in water. Freaks out. But it is.
Sorry.
Water doesn't seem to bother her much, so it doesn't seem like the water is bad unless they intend it to be. So yeah, she's wet, but everything's fine up top. Beatrix, you see the hole that it made kind of just become an empty little hole. It's no longer dark in there, but yeah, you see holes in water. And the sunset starts to seep through. And you just have a bunch of like angry little lizard dudes. So Rain, now what do you want to do? Rain.
Hello?
Excellent.
Rain.
Did you guys hear me?
Now we can.
Oh, great. So I've been talking this whole time.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Rain is going to walk here, and he's going to, with shaky hands, be like, kind of a great. This is a sense of a greater good scenario into the cast Firebolt.
Good cast. 21 is a hit. On which one? The one that's awake? Right?
Yeah.
Cool. So 21 did 10 damage. Had no previous damage, so yes.
Freaking max damage. Jeez.
Good job.
You see Rain just kind of like his whole hand kind of gets shot back from the recoil.
Cool.
And
Is he proud of himself, or is he like, oh my gosh, I'm capable of these things? What's that?
yeah, there's a little bit of like, holy crap, that kind of bolted a lot more than he kind of expected to put in. But then he's just like kind of staring down at these guys. He's like, we got to finish them off before they like wake back up. All right, that's.
So, hold on. It seems clear up top.
All right, I'll go back down that. I'm not sure how far I'll get.
Stairs are right next to this lady.
Now I'm gonna go down below deck.
Come up here.
I'm gonna assume I get there. Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay, gotcha. Simulacron is going to double move and just get right there. And then I'm going to do a Ray of Frost. That one.
Which one again? Okay. The one that's been attacked before, so Ray of Frost, go ahead and cast it. Frost 20 for 4, exactly KO. Turns into some ice cubes. So, what you got? Anything else?
That's it for me and Simulacron, and our turn is done.
Okay. Vivian, you guys don't see much happening. This one here kind of steps forward and tries to snap at Beatrix. For that.
It has advantage.
That's what we're going to do. 24 and 13.
Either way. It's good.
3, 4 damage. Alright, so on the top deck, you guys see Something starts to appear at the very front of the boat. It's seemingly very wet, but yeah, see something kind of rising. You can approach if you want to, but yeah, seemingly something climbing.
They just keep on coming.
Something.
How do you know? You're below.
Bunk.
He doesn't know how many there are in here. He's just seeing like more of them kind of freaking clown car out of here.
Does a 13 hit?
Also, guys, like this is like the top floor, and this grate here, and this grate here, are all level with each other.
Mm-hmm. But the vision that they're talking about is here. Yeah, 13 hits, just enough for 15 and another 5, so it goes back to water 2. Anything else beyond that?
I'll walk over here. No, we're done.
So, yeah, at the end of the round,
Yeah, Bishop hasn't heard anything, anyone yelling that there's a giant monster on top deck. So she's just gonna finish these guys.
if you're talking, you're muted again.
You're freaking kidding me. Okay, I'm getting done here. My microphone is not working for some reason.
Unfortunate.
Okay, cool. This is just a. Rain's going to go over to one of them and kind of with a shaking hand, he's going to actually like place his hand, kind of, if he can move, like.
You can step in their face for a moment. You just get any turn.
Yeah, and in that moment, he kind of just places his hand on what is the closest thing to a neck,
Okay.
and kind of just pumps a ray of bolt of fire out.
You should hold your action to the end of their turn.
What?
The sleep combo. If you hold your action to the end of their turn, and we all hold our action to the end of their turn passes, we all attack them, they get hit, and then their turn ends, and then we get to attack them again. But if you attack him now, he wakes up and he gets his turn. But if you kill him, it's fine.
Does a 14 even hit?
Yeah.
14 hits, yeah.
13 hits, so 14.
Okay, well that's max damage firebolt again, so.
Good job again. Yeah, so it takes us to damage, but it does pick up.
And with that, I step back.
It takes opportunity attack.
Yeah.
So, as a matter of fact, that one was already dead, so it's actually dead. That was from the first fight.
Dead? Wait, what?
It took the magic missile damage.
Oh, okay.
You are already dead.
You're like, you're dead. What
Just
do you
like
mean?
puts his hand up next, like. And Rain just like looking away as he just like decapitates this thing with fire magic.
Which is when I was on turn too. So
Yeah.
it's at the almost, so just put it there.
Pass.
Alright, so almost.
Well, I'm going to assume you guys have this covered down here, so I'm going to go up top and resume my duties as assistant to the ship. So I'm going to go upstairs not knowing exactly what's happening. And Simulacron is going to double move with me and go up top with me. And what do I see when I get up top ship?
The front of the boat seems to be splashing water in a way. And not just like a normal like moving forward splashing water, like something that's rising.
I look down and see if the creature is like underneath it or something like that.
If you approach the bow, is that so? The bow? Yeah, the ship. You see this figure rising from
I actually see him.
Yeah.
It's a mermaid. It's a Disney princess.
All right. Nickelodeon.
I tell the person next to me to take cover. This may get dangerous.
Cool. Alright, so upon saying that, the figure says, "There's no need to worry."
All right.
As she steps onto the boat with a splish.
Stabs you.
Yeah,
It'll
so
all be over soon. No need to worry.
yeah, one of those little boats. So boom. You did a check that was, I guess, good enough to understand that this is the physical embodiment or normal embodiment of Rivian. But you see her kind of looking past you two at someone else in the distance.
Like maybe the captain.
Potentially,
Probably.
but you don't know.
Okay.
It's probably Scott.
Looking past you. Yeah.
I mean, it probably seems very intriguing.
Again, I speak in several languages. This,
Well, they spoke common.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's both in common. So they probably speak more languages than you. So just yeah.
I know that.
They've been around for decades, millennia,
I
whatever
mean,
you
they
call
can
it.
speak
Yeah.
Eternal. It's fine.
Yeah. So yeah. Beatrice.
I hold my action to attack this thing when someone else neither attacks it or at the end of its turn.
Okay. So,
I'm just gonna kill it. I don't care. I'm just kidding.
That's right.
I'm just gonna kill it. I can kill it. There.
Yeah, it's enough to take it out.
And then I'll walk
Cool.
upstairs.
Is that combat?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Cool. Samsy's gonna rush over to Sky because, oh my god.
I don't know if she's hurt.
So yeah, so she's kind of just like dazed. You see her like barely keeping her eyes open. Her nose is bleeding. Her ears are bleeding a little bit. Yeah, she seems to be like.
Everyone good?
See Rain kind of shaking his hands. He gets out like smelling salts.
I don't think that's gonna help. I think we need actual medical attention.
I guess I come carrying this NPC up too.
Like,
Okay.
she holding.
Anyone else hurt? Go down.
Wait.
No, but
do
we have
a healing
another.
potion?
We have another person on the ship.
What?
Is it a good person or a bad person?
Yeah, so she's just walking past her phone. Just every step she takes makes the splash splash noise.
I'm following her.
Okay. She's disregarding everyone else, but she seems to be set on a mission.
I understand that.
Do the smelling salts wake Sky?
And
No,
she's
she actually kind of she's awake, but she's when you put the smash on her face, she squints and like scowls a bit. It's like things just grown.
Samsy holds her away from the salts. Like, no.
She needs to be awake. If her who's that?
Yeah, so you hear like sloshing noises appear. I guess approach kind of carefully until she gets to in front of Sky, and she looks down at it like. So yeah, Rose is gonna like, ma'am, why are you on my boat? And yeah, so you see her turn her head towards her and kind of extend an arm towards Rose's face, and a torrent of water just shoves Rose back to the edge of the boat. So she takes a hit, both.
Jesus!
Rose dies. It's like, no.
Yeah, Rose is dead, not joking. So she's drenched, she's like freaking out, like, what the hell was that? And yeah, so you see her then turn her attention to Sky. And
Samsy protectively is holding Sky and kind of like ears flatten.
Beatrice, I guess everyone else is okay. No one said anything after that. Just wait for someone to help this lady.
She's like, she kind of squeezes Sky closer and snarls.
Yeah, so you see her reach out towards Sky, and you see Sky's blood kind of like clear from her face and float in front of her in like a little water bubble. You see Sky glow a bit, but yeah, the lady in front of you just kind of just gestures some things, and you sense, flows of everything around you kind of moving in motion. And she flicks her hand over her shoulder, and the blood that was on Sky's face and like leaking from her has stopped, and is now like in the water behind her. So
Don't like that.
Yeah. Bloodbending.
Don't like that.
Right. So she kneels down and just kind of looks at her like, what was that? And this guy kind of like opens one eye carefully, like, I'm sorry. And so she looks at the rest of the crew, like, who are you?
Told you. You just have to sort out. Don't hurt anybody. I will hit you.
So she steps up. She put you a little closer since you're clutching her so tightly. So she steps up and walks toward you with your blade extended, and she walks through your blade as the water kind of just. Well, she turns into like water in the area, and see like as if you've impaled her, but it doesn't seem to do anything.
No, don't do that. That's not good. Don't do that.
She just sniff like, interesting. So no one answered my question.
What? You broke.
Who? No one answered my question.
What's the question?
Who are you?
What's the question?
I'm Beatrix.
I'm Alma, and this is my simulacrum, my friend.
Are you trying to hurt my friends? Cause I'm gonna take them away if you do.
Hi, my name's Rain.
Beatrix picks up Sansi while she's picking up.
Yeah, so she just kind of closes her eyes and shakes her head. You're not who I'm after.
Okay, who are you after?
There have been boats similar to these that have tampered with my treasures.
Okay, does it look like a guy with? She explains the pirate guy.
Yeah, so you assume like yes, potentially it's him, and he's your person you described. Yes.
Yeah, he was
Very
kind
loud and obnoxious.
We know him. He attacked us too.
Yeah.
Do you know where I can find it?
Do we?
He took to the open seas, but I can tell you a bit of information if you're up for it.
Samsy has finally stopped growling loudly. Is now growling quietly.
This is like a little purr.
Beatrix is petting Sansi like.
Like she's all fluffed up twice her size.
Yes, so she's gonna look at you all way and just nod.
Just
wait.
Well, he's truly enamored by Rose here and wants to marry her.
No, her mom. Mother, guardian figure.
Not her mom or mother. It's just her like employee.
Good enough.
Her teacher.
Yes, he's enamored by her, wants to marry her and settle down. So maybe you might be able to use that to your advantage.
You mean this bliss? And she kind of just like raises her hand slightly, and you see like a figure made of water just build up till you see Bless's figure.
Yes.
In front of you. I know this.
Okay.
We are allies of hers.
Okay, that's good.
Well, there you go. You see? You can get Blessed to flush him out, and then you can take care of the problem. It's real simple.
I mean, if Bless can flush them out, then they're already flushed out. I mean, I don't know how they even find Bless. If they can find Bless, then I mean, you should be able to find him, right?
Perhaps.
It's information. Information is power. The more information you have about someone, the better off you are, correct?
I mean, we know he can't go on shore or on the docks or whatever because he's not allowed. So, I mean, he has to be somewhere in the water, right?
He is somewhere in the water. He is not on land.
He is not the only issue with these things.
Okay.
It seems there are others that would like to gain our treasure.
Is it nice treasure? What's the treasure?
I assure you, we are not part of the problem. We want to be part of the solution.
We are useful to many, called upon for combat or for sustainability.
Is the treasure something special or is it just like money?
It is a summoning stone.
Oh, to call you guys to help. Okay.
But there are other treasures along with this. I have protected my stone. My siblings have not.
Okay. So he wants to get your stone to summon you to help him?
Yes, that would be beneficial.
We would be glad to help you solve your problem. We don't want to see you at unrest. We want to see you happy.
I don't even know her, but I mean, sure.
I mean, you could start by apologizing to Rose.
She looks back at Rose as Rose is like sitting there kind of defeated on the ground. Like, I deserved it. I got close. So, yeah, this is Rivian, goddess of the water.
Oh, I thought Raven's a big dragon.
Could I make a history check?
I tell him everything there is to know about it since I rolled so well on my religion check.
Well, he may know more than you if he gets 20. So you go ahead and roll religion.
Yes. My dog is still growling at Goddess of the Water.
Nope.
Why not?
Yeah, so you know nothing. So Alma fills you in on the lore and history of, I guess, in the religion of, the titans that are out there. Like, hey, there's a handful of these things. They tend to rule over certain spots of the land, and they gift followers or people that either praise them or at least give some kind of reverence to them. They help them on their journeys or any of their quests or adventures. So
yeah, they're like Titan gods. They're like demigods. Or yeah, demigods.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
So we are willing to assist you so you can be at rest, so that everything goes back to where it should be. How about that?
Okay. So she kind of looks, contemplates something, and looks back at the waters. And you see her reach out, and something in the distance just flickers for a bit, and then something darts into her hand, and she catches it. And she kneels down back next to Sky. Sky is still acting like she's unconscious with her eyes closed, but slowly trying to peek. And she reaches a necklace out to her with the gem on it, similar to the one that's on her picture. Let me see if I click it and shift and Z. But yeah, so speaking of the earring, that's actual earring. So she hands you one of the earrings, hands Sky one of the earrings, and says, "Use this to once you've found your friend to see."
What friend?
And she doesn't mean friend in a good way. She says it kind of sarcastically.
What friend?
So yeah, so she's like, yeah.
Who's the friend?
She does the team want to tell?
It's a pirate.
No, why it's not her friend?
It was sarcasm.
So yeah, so she just asks for you guys to call her if you guys want to cross him again. She'll get her, other treasures back, whatever he may have stolen or taken.
Well, let's say we run into this pirate by some mere coincidence. How would we ever be able to tell you?
What? Just be like, he just gave him
The earring
I
call.
know this one. I know the earring. She just said we could call her on the earring, or Sky can call her.
So you pretty much have, if you ever played any of the Final Fantasy games, you pretty much have a summon material or summon GF or whatever. So
Okay.
call her up, either show her the person that she's looking for, or ask for her assistance. But she does look at the side of the boat where she damaged, and she kind of shrugs a bit, and you see her say, "Sorry for your damages."
Samsy stops growling.
Okay.
It's no problem. I can mend this.
I mean, it's kind of a problem.
Yeah, Rose's like, "Oh, thank God, someone knows."
Yeah, Samsy's like, no, that was a problem. She did attack us unprovoked. Yeah?
Yeah, true. I agree.
Yeah, but then he thought it was someone else.
Yeah, it's all good. Not really, but yeah, we're live.
We're live. It's okay. Everything's all right.
I mean, she does apologize.
May we proceed?
On these waters?
Yes.
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
So you see her kind of step out, She stands up on the rail and just looks back. It says, "Travel well. I'll protect you for the rest of your raft."
Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, she steps off and just splashes into the water. Sky eventually opens her eyes. Is she gone?
Do you want to
Yes.
go back down?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Ooh, that was close.
Mm.
You okay? You've been growling for a while.
I don't like people like her.
What do you mean? Like,
Bullies.
yeah, that's fair. She did abuse her power a good bit. But I guess she meant well. Maybe for herself, but I don't know.
Everything turned out fine. But I think we should. But we're protected for the rest of this journey, so a good thing came out of it. But I need to go start repairing the ship so we don't have any more mishaps here. So
That's yeah. I'll try to help too. We have a little bit more damage than what's expected. And Rose is kind of still shaking, like, yeah, I think I need to change of clothes. If you guys can please actually help with that, I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I'll
Took
do
a
my
major
best.
turn.
yeah, almost going to start doing the mending thing on the ship and all that.
Okay. So yeah, the shipmates start helping out with that, patching in and everything else. So you guys, over time, depending on how much time you want to spend throughout the night and the next morning, yeah, cleaning up the situation.
Well, I'm going to have them gather every piece of wood they can find and let them know I can cast a spell, and I show them my mending ability, and I show them that I can just put all the wood back together, and it's just like new.
Is it like
Gotcha.
Sea
So
of
they'll
Thieves?
break up some barrels and things and kind of help out with that. Then.
Is it like Sea of Thieves where we have barrels of wood?
Yeah, like I said, they'll break.
Apparently pirate ships have barrels of wood because they get holes in their ship a lot when they like fight and stuff. So you have to.
Or they also use what they used to use tar and canvas and all that kind of stuff
I don't think they have
to
that
do
in
temporary
tar.
repairs and all that good stuff.
Maybe.
What, tar and pitch or something like that?
Yeah, when like there's a big hole in the boat, you just run up and start hammering the side of the boat, yeah, or the inside of it.
Right.
Alright, cool. So let's take a 10 to 15 because I gotta feed the dogs.
10:30.
Yeah, sure, 9:30 for us, but yeah, I wouldn't use time because different times, different people.
Okay, my time is 10:15. How
Yeah,
about
ours is
that?
9. Just say 15 minutes. Yeah, 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
back.
Welcome back.
Back.
So we got another minute, but is everybody back? Is everybody missing a little bit? Mhm. So you may hear some whining in the back for a little bit. Give me 1 second.
I'm just trying to find an accurate depiction of Beatrix holding two big people.
You can put me down.
All right. So, yeah, you guys spend the rest of the day tending to the ship and getting things ready. Everybody's ready before I start spilling on things for the next scene.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you guys, like I said, if you want to, talk to Rose about anything in particular, or
Yeah,
want
that's
to,
okay.
yeah. So she's gonna look at her clothes and everything else after, getting doused, and she seems to be okay. She's like, yeah, I just didn't expect to be visited by her. I guess this is a good excuse for us to not have my ass, but I guess it's good.
We're alive. That's a bonus, right?
Yeah, but I almost died again. That was the main thing. She said, just don't die.
Well, you did.
Yeah.
We came out okay. It's all right. These things happen.
We've never been attacked by her before, but especially on not that scale. Yeah, maybe because she's not with me. Yeah. So since she knows best, then she may have just let us pass over time.
Maybe if she can see him. See her, I don't know. But I think she was just because it's a ship and someone stole her treasure. Maybe no one stole her treasure recent other than now, so she never had a need to attack people.
That could be true too. Yeah.
The person down there is like hurt, so I mean, I guess he wants to heal them.
Oh yeah.
I can't do it.
We have medics, but nothing that can like instantly heal anyone.
I can do something tomorrow morning.
I can just put her in the bed and she'll probably be fine by tomorrow morning. Have a long rest.
Yeah. Well, sleep is usually best, so if you can, please.
Okay. Beatrix picks her up, brings her downstairs to the cots.
Alright. So yeah, she's resting, doing okay.
Do you need someone to drive the ship, maintain the ship overnight?
Do you know where we're going?
I have an idea. I've been tinkering around with this sextant and trying to use the navigator's tool, the sextant.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. I have an idea where we're going, but I mean,
aren't you tempting me with a good time? Wink.
Yes, I get you.
I can try to drive the ship.
Well, overnight, so someone's gonna have to.
I can stay up.
I don't sleep.
You don't sleep?
Nope.
Well, seems like we humans have some people to help. Huh.
But
Yeah,
Yep.
look, let me set it, and you guys can keep straight.
Yep, Simulacron will help you.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't need sleep either.
But there's no guarantee I know where we're going.
Yeah, just keep straight.
Okay.
I'll stay up.
Cool, thank you. I'm gonna go get changed and rest up for a bit.
Me too. Be okay.
Back to, I guess she's been wearing her pirate outfit the whole time.
You hear someone screaming, "Why is everything wet?" Yeah. So she goes to her quarters and starts, her nap time.
Do you want me to roll and see if I know what I'm doing?
Sure, why not? You just turn everyone around, like, just because. Now you're good.
Oh, good. The person knew what they were doing. Oh, no, they didn't. They didn't. They had a 0. I just rolled a 20.
Gotcha. All right, cool. So yeah, you guys, do fine for the rest of the day or days that you have to go to get across the road. Not the road, but the river. Or not, whatever the fuck this is. But yeah, so you guys reach across until you get to the port town or dock city, whatever you call it. And then yeah, so you park or whatever you call it for boats. Yeah, dock. That word. And then yeah, cool. You guys are here and they're relaxing on the shoreline. Anything in particular that you?
This is gotta be a bitch to get this thing out of here.
Oh, Jesus.
Back out and then go this way.
That looks like
Back
the
out
local
that way.
marina in my place. It is a bitch to undock.
Oh, just because like the way how big this boat is, and they have to go backwards the whole way.
Yeah, right.
You have to go like backwards, and then forwards. I don't know.
Oh no, something that funny that happened a couple years back.
Yes.
So my dad used to have a house where you had to pull in, almost parallel to the house to get to the garage. And one time I had parked outside on the road, a little bit in the way of the garage.
Uh-oh.
And my stepmother, not knowing this and also very bad at
Checking your mirrors.
driving backwards, broken my headlight
Oh, jeez.
because she couldn't fucking see because she was driving backwards. And that's all I can think of when I see this map.
I'm
My
sorry.
headlight.
Imagine getting PTSD or trauma from a D&D. Oh no, too close to home. Like, what do you mean? This is fantasy. No, we don't
Well,
understand.
the whole time we were sailing, I was getting pointers from Rose and trying to train up to hopefully get the, be able to do that one of these days.
Okay.
How
Cool.
big is the ship we're on? Is it one of these big ones or little ones?
You'd probably be about the ones that are. This is Rose's other ship, so it'd be probably.
Yeah,
this
those
one.
are those,
Oh, she's over there. Okay.
Hold on the side, drop us off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess
Yeah, so she actually docks in. Yeah, she wanders around the city for a little bit. She takes it as a leisure trip for a little bit, so she's not like just
Beatrix
dropping
takes
me
her
off.
shopping.
Takes her shopping.
Yeah.
Cool. So she enjoys herself, gets some new clothes, some things to help her with staying dry because potential of getting shot by a water goddess again kind of has her shook.
We have a
Yeah.
shopping montage.
Yeah, so you guys have fun doing all that.
Who else goes
Yep.
on the shopping montage?
Me! So I don't have very much gold.
Everyone tries on clothes and everyone shakes their head at them for a while until they get the right one.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be a montage. A montage.
Alright, so anything you guys want to do other than shopping? Or...
Make sure the ship has enough supplies for the return trip.
Alright, so you buying it for them, or you letting them do the job?
Letting them do what?
Letting them do their job.
I'll let them do their job, but I mean, if supplies need to be bought, then
you're gonna host it. You gonna help them? What you doing?
well, I mean, they're doing us a favor, so
Yeah, Beatrix was taking her shopping as a thank you. But, yeah, if you want to do that too, it's fine.
I mean, yeah, I'll spend some money and get like some provisions and make sure we have enough water and that kind of stuff.
So
They're
it's for your
just leaving
trip.
us. They're just leaving us here and leaving, right? They're dropping us off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not staying the entire time waiting for you.
Oh, they're not staying?
Yeah.
Nah. They're staying a little while just to like enjoy themselves after the trip. But yeah, they're leaving after they're done.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So Beatrix
Well,
again.
we thank him for getting us here, and we appreciate it. And
Yeah. I don't know how long we do stuff because I assume eventually someone reminds Beatrice that we don't have all the time in the world. So
no.
Yeah, but we can spend a little bit of time with the shopping montage.
yeah, as I said, we have the shopping montage, but then afterwards, like, oh, now you want to do? You want to go do? It's like we gotta go.
So we need to see. Was it Monica?
Yeah,
You guys are...
we're trying to go there or there.
I thought it was the City of Trust.
Nope.
So you thought that you had to go there because you didn't realize it.
Innocence.
But Keelan is up top here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So it's over mountains?
Yeah. So the gray areas you can assume that are mountains on the map. As you look forward, you see gigantic mountains, and yeah, a big city perched on top of it.
Okay.
Time to climb.
I assume a guide would be a good idea.
I could fly.
So just a path.
I don't think you can fly long enough to go the entire mountain.
No, that too.
How long would it take me flying?
What happened to get through the mountains? When you get to a certain point, it may be kind of dangerous to fly. You probably have to make some deck saves every day because high winds.
And altitude sickness.
Yeah.
But we have to do that for climbing as well.
Hmm?
But we have to do the same thing for climbing as well.
There's a bounce, so you don't have to actually fully climb. Then I just like
I figure
skip
there's a
on.
path. I don't think everyone climbs the mountain to go home.
Yeah,
So,
there's like a path. Take your time.
We go up the driveway path that everyone goes. The one road up the mountain. All the truckers take.
So yeah, you would approach first. They'll probably guide you. All right, if you have some questions on where to go, to head toward the Portugal, but the main city before you're getting to Elijah.
You ever do like
Um,
a shupa, whatever it's called?
A what?
A shupa. It has like yaks and stuff, and it takes us up the mountain.
Yeah. Something like that, but yeah. So they have a city that's just before it. You're able to go there, and I don't actually have a map for that one in particular, but you can kind of do theater.
Does it look like we might need a guide so we don't get lost?
So upon reaching there, you can find that there are more like there are guides if you want to take the long route just to see the lands and take your time through it. But there is also magic that you live through and then get you to the city. But
Yeah.
it is.
Your voice is breaking up.
Yeah.
Is it just you or is
Yeah,
it-
you're cutting out.
Yeah, you're kind of
Okay.
You're good now.
Oh, because my phone reattached to the Wi-Fi and it's been trashed recently. So 1 second. Is it better?
It's so cute hearing the squeakers because I remember going through that stage.
No, it's just that the Wi-Fi has been pretty dookie. But yeah, so yeah, there's a city there, and it has some very high class areas that will lead you towards a portal that can get you there. But it's pretty well protected. The streets are typical, but you could consider it to be slightly high class in its specific spots. But yeah, the lower areas you see carts, you see like the wildlife, like the carriages carrying either luggage or materials, supplies, whatever it may be, that head towards the mountains. But yeah, you see some people that prefer not to. Sorry, that's right. That is not the right one. That's the mountain, but the what you call that? Yeah. 1 second.
It's a Sherpa.
Yeah, that.
It's a Sherpa.
Let's go with the. Alright, so yeah. You can either head to the high class area and request that you will be given access to the portal, or you can take the long route and talk to the more affordable routes.
It's so weird this person's here.
Let's go for
Yeah, no.
let's go for affordability at this point.
Well, we should probably see at least how much it costs to just teleport there.
Maybe we can go. Maybe we can go through the portal because we're on business.
Everybody.
We can see, but that's fine. Let's go see how much the teleport is.
So yeah, let's say that this area here is your area enough, close enough to go talk to anyone. You approach the area, and there's a guy at the gate before you get to the high class group, and he extends his arm, of course, like, "Yo, you guys look kind of dirty. Please
No.
present your passes."
I'm not dirty.
We do not have passes.
Wait, what are passes?
I'm extremely clean.
It's permissions on paper.
People do that?
Yeah.
That's
We
weird.
request to talk to someone about using the teleportation circle to get to the capital city.
You all look like you're pretty poor. I'm not sure if you can afford it.
I'm not poor. What?
Really not.
Looks can be deceiving, but
I got lots of gold coins. I don't really use them that much,
Right.
except to buy stuff like go shopping.
Sure, prove it.
Okay. Beatrix pulls out a bunch of gold coins and shows them.
You see his he lifts his helmet back a bit and gets closer to your hand, like, "Oh wow, oh yeah." So
I'm
I need
Captain
you to.
Beatrix of the Dark Guard.
The fuck is that?
It's a guard on New Beginnings. I'm the captain, and I protect the temple to the 9 hells.
Interesting.
And I get paid monies to do that. And it's
So-
very. I think the word I was supposed to say is prestigious. And
lucrative.
I need to not embarrass the people that I work for.
Very well. Might you want to like get a little extra access, if you don't know what I mean? He kind of
Don't
turns his
know.
hand upside down, like,
I'm just trying to get into the portal. What does that mean?
an escort to make sure you don't have to do this a few times.
What does that mean? A few times? What are we doing a few times?
Get into the gates.
We have to keep going through the gates?
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Oh. Well, I guess. I don't know what I need to get. What do I need to get?
Yeah, I can make up something for you to, get you through the guards.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna need a little bit of assistance.
Okay. Kind
Kinda
of
shake his hand.
Like, to Oma, I think she's getting fleeced.
What kind of assistance?
You
What-
have
what-
a lot of that stuff that you can part with.
What stuff?
You know what stuff.
I.
The gold, Beatrix, the gold. That's what he wants.
Oh, you want some gold? Okay, how much gold?
Oh, whatever you can part with. I mean, the more the better. I'm not saying you have to, but
Oh,
it'll
I don't
help.
know how much it's. You're selling me something, so I need to know how much it is to buy it.
Well, maybe your friends can tell you, like, hey, how much do
Okay.
you think she should give?
How much money does a pass to get through gates cost? I look back at everyone.
What do I think a proper bribe would be for this guy?
About 20 gold.
I whisper that in Beatrix's ear.
Okay. We just hand some 20 gold. Here you go.
Man, this shit was easy. I mean, yeah, perfect. Yeah, give me 1 second. So you see him like went off
It's like,
for a moment,
whatever.
and here you go. Yeah, he comes back with kind of like a crayon drawing, crayon drawing of like let them through on it,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, he has
Dude,
to.
just takes it like, oh, this was neat. It has lots of crayon.
Yeah. So as you accept the piece of paper, you see a familiar face kind of walking past. He kind of just gently waves at the guard, and you see him like turn and bow.
I wave at him. I'm like, hi, I know you.
Like, oh, yes, it's you again.
hmm
It's nice meeting you. Once again, but I have to be going.
Okay, bye. We got a pass. Picture shows in the pass.
Okay. Oh no. Frank, I'm sorry. Yes, you know what you're doing. I have to live too, right? Like, not through other people. But I mean, if these foreigners have to do all these other things, why can't it look, Frank? We work for our values here, okay? I guess so, boss. So hand the woman her gold back, please.
But he's confused. No, I brought the pass from him.
That pass is irrelevant. It's probably drawn with some very crude ink.
No, it's with crayons. Look.
Oh, even worse. Frank, you have to improve your penmanship as well. But yes, sir. You'll travel with me for a moment, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I give him back his pass. Like, sorry, I can't buy the pass.
Yeah, sorry, I tried to sell it to you. I thought you could use it.
Oh, it's fine.
Have a good trip, I guess.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you, Frank, for entertaining our guests for
Tell me, I gave him 20 gold. I took it.
20 years. What do you want, Sheena?
Guess I'll take it.
Yeah. So yeah, he kind of just falls back in line. You hear a couple other guards kind of like snicker at him.
Bye, Frank.
Bye. Yeah. So yeah, Crown's like, hey, don't talk to people. It's oftentimes pretty bad here.
What?
It's, I'll tell you who's on the up and up.
Oh, that's really hard. I talk to everybody.
It seems like it. How are you all faring after your trip?
We had a shopping montage, and then we came here, and
Pretty
Flame sold me a
okay.
pass, so it was okay.
Yeah, that's good to hear. What about you two?
Oh, we're fine. We just had a little bit of a delay because we ran into a Titan out at sea.
You
Yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah, she threw stuff at the boat.
Yeah, the Titan wasn't very happy because someone was stealing their treasures.
She was awfully rude.
Yeah, it was a
You
case
were-
of my mistaken identity. She thought we were someone else, so she attacked the boat. And then she apologized
You
for attacking the boat.
So on the boat, you experienced a Titan.
Yes.
I hit it like babies with a sword.
So was it Ravina?
Yeah, that one.
Mm.
Yeah, Rivia, yeah.
She's been known to be judgmental, or I guess very passive aggressive at times.
Oh, this was aggressive.
Yeah, this was just aggressive.
Really?
Yeah, she apologized.
That's not
Well,
like
yeah,
her.
but she didn't stay and fix anything.
Well, I
Well,
don't know if she's gonna fix them.
like we said, she's looking for someone that's stealing the treasures of the Titans.
Wait,
Someone stole
wait,
some of her
stop.
stuff.
Full stop.
Mhm.
You said someone is tampering with the treasures of the Titans.
Absolutely.
Yeah, some pirate guy.
And we think it's the pirate Bane.
Yeah, we met him like a while ago.
You know, when he tried to press gang.
Yeah,
someone.
Bless, right?
Yeah, bless. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. Yeah.
Exactly.
That guy. He's been
That
stealing
guy.
treasures, or he did steal some treasures. And
Mhm.
the boat we were in, kind of looked like that boat, so she thought it was him. So she attacked the boat, thinking it was him. And then when she found out it wasn't, she didn't attack the boat. And then she apologized for attacking the boat. And then
After I told her to.
Yeah, and then he fixed the boat, and then we came here and had a jumping montage. Jumping montage is the best part.
Mhm.
Tell you more
Right.
about that.
So it would be to everyone's advantage to someone to find Bane and maybe let her know where the Titan, where the Bane is.
Right. So did she mention if any of the others are in danger?
Yeah,
She mentioned that some of them got their treasures stolen, their
Yeah.
stones.
they were careless.
There's more than one Titan that's not happy. Let's put it that way.
This is not good. Not only from what you mentioned before about the king, but there's more at work, apparently.
Apparently.
This will help you get through this gate a little bit easier, knowing this. Perhaps you can spare the news with Nico?
Sure.
Sure, why not?
Right.
The more people who can keep an eye out, the better.
Right. So, what's your goal here, other than that?
We need to borrow the Soul Reaper thingy.
Whoa. You what now?
Yeah, we need to borrow the Soul Reaper so we can
Yeah.
get the soul of the prince together.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Why?
That's drawing too much attention to yourself, and I'm not sure if that's the kind of crowd you want to deal with.
What are we supposed to say?
Try to find it out on your own without being too direct like that. Jeez.
What?
Steal it?
Yeah, that's a very particular situation to jump to.
I mean,
How
you know-
are we supposed to find it if we don't ask people?
We
Try
have
to
to-
be a little discreet versus I'm looking for the thing that can possibly destroy all humanity. Yeah.
It can destroy humanity?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why Keelan's been like feuding with it for the longest time.
I thought it was like a stick that you hit people with and it makes souls come out or go in or something. I don't know.
So the weapons change form through the times that they get owners. Sometimes they're massive, sometimes they're small. It depends on the owner most of the time.
Well, I guess if it belong to somebody?
At the moment, it's free, but it's
Oh, okay.
withstanding and withholding its current or past
Okay.
user.
So it's technically not stealing because it doesn't belong to anybody. So if we just find it, we can just take it.
Like I said, Keelan's been dueling with it to keep it at bay.
Okay.
But, yeah, don't just walk around asking questions like that. There are certain people that you should speak to.
Okay.
I'll try to guide you, or guide them to you at least.
So you can just say we're looking for a stick that
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of sticks in the world, and we're looking for a very specific stick.
yeah, we tell them it can put souls and stuff. And they could be
Whatever you
like,
decide to you say,
the soul
try to figure it
Reaper,
out.
like no, not like the soul reaper, like the soul reaper. But maybe if you know where the Soul Reaper is, we can go look at it and see maybe if it is
I
like
think
that.
that kind of ends up with the same problems.
Yes,
So
it
we tell him
does.
we're not looking for the Soul Reaper.
Well, yeah, but we still are.
And I'll be lying.
Well, we can be discreet about it, right?
None
I
of this
think-
is discreet.
Maybe we
Yeah, I
look
think you
for a
guys should
stick.
discuss this a little longer.
We should look for a cool looking stick. It probably looks cool, right?
Yes, it looks very cool to
So we
say.
gotta find any stick that doesn't belong to anyone that looks cool.
Well, we know it's in the form of a bow. Is that correct?
No.
No.
He has a bow.
Gideon's weapon is in the form
I
of a
think it's in the
bow.
form of a scythe.
Yes, currently it is in the form of a scythe.
It used to be a bow. Now it's a scythe. Or a stick. Now it's a scythe.
Now it's a staff,
Scythe.
Scythe.
Like,
scythe.
like the Grim Reaper. Is it a big scythe or a little scythe?
Fairly big, trust me.
Okay, so like a two-handed scythe. That'll be fun.
Like the Grim Reaper scythe,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Or
That is what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that should be pretty easy to spot if we see it. So we just gotta see it. So if Keyless has been keeping it at bay, that means it must hang around somewhere where he is.
Right. So we got to find him.
And then maybe ask him to show us cool looking weapons that maybe.
How about we cross that bridge when we get to it?
Okay.
Actually, well, what does he do for a living?
He rules the city.
He rules the city.
Yeah, Gideon is the leader of Eli.
Yeah, we're about to go rob a king. It's fine.
Well, a duke.
Sure.
Oh, how wonderful!
If we're gonna rob a duke of something, we don't know where it is, and we can't ask anyone because it would let up. Yeah.
Look,
Okay.
our party of idiots is having a really good time.
No. Beatrix is gonna stupidly figure this out. It's fun. She's just gonna randomly stumble upon it.
Alright.
I guess you can request an audience with the Duke.
She's a Mr.
Something like
Magoops.
that.
It's fine.
Alright, y'all talk it out for like about 2 minutes more. I'm about to go clean up some mess.
All right.
Okay, so
I
So-
love
so I-
this problem solving.
So he's a Duke. He's not going to be open to just giving it
yeah,
up.
we just go. We can't tell him we're getting it because he's not gonna want it. Give it to us. So that's why I said we just have to talk to him, and then trick him.
Well, he said he was
into-
keeping it at bay, so
yeah.
he might.
If we just tell him like, hey, what do you fight monsters? Like, do you have like a hobby where you fight monsters? And he might be like, oh yeah, I fight this monster thingy that's like a scythe or whatever. And we're like, oh, that's cool. Can we see that? And he's like, yeah, sure, it's over there. And I'm like, aha, we find it, right? We
Well,
take it.
actually, if he's keeping it at bay, it may be a sentient weapon that's trying to dominate him.
Yeah, they're all sentient.
I-
We know that.
I think I know at least a little bit.
Yeah, we know they're
Well,
sentient.
go ahead.
Well, magic items like these, they have some sort of essence and a will of their own, and usually they form bonds with their owners in ways that
Mhm.
allow them to communicate.
Yeah, I think we know that already. I think we were told that at some time. I don't remember. Other character. I thought we were told all this.
That's the definition of a sentient weapon.
Yeah.
You just redefined it.
Yeah, we know all this. We were told all
That's
this.
a preface.
Yeah,
These items, like you said, they seem to be a little bit more powerful when it comes to just normal items.
yeah. And Beer's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't have a master right now. He doesn't have anyone like Keela. It's just like
Yeah,
He's-
kind of like your spell book. You
Yeah.
keep on talking to it.
So we have, like I said, we have to talk to him and get him to maybe show us, or maybe we see it. Like we just gotta talk to him, and maybe we can like see it from where he's at. Like maybe we see him in like a room, or like we know there's a big room somewhere where he keeps that. Maybe we can just walk around his castle and like talk to people, like random people that maybe know where
or we could just do request an audience and be open about it, or do you want to try to sneak up to him
Well, he
and
is-
I
sneak
think
in there, or
requesting an
what?
audience might take too long.
And Crown just said not to tell him about it. So we neither
Well,
have to
Crown
talk.
said not to tell everybody about it, so maybe he's one of the people we can tell about it.
No, he said we can't, because he said don't do that because he's trying to keep it at bay. But I'm pretty sure if we take it, he can't keep it at bay. He might think it's dangerous to let it go out. He might not trust us with it.
Uh,
But I trust us with it. So
I could try and hold it. I mean, I kind of already know how to do with one.
I mean, it's really big. It's a big site. I can hold it.
Rain's side quest thing pops. Collect all other 5. Wait, where did that come from?
Oh yeah, Samsy has written in the notes, side quest. Give the pirate person to the demigod.
So, if we ask
Sacrifice.
the people at his
Sacrifice.
castle, but not asking him, like, hey, do you know what Keyleth's hobbies are? And they're like, yeah, he like fights this scythe in the arena and keeps it at bay. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Where is that at? And like, it's over there. And I'm like, cool, that's nice. And then we talk for a little while, and then we leave and go there and get the scythe. So we can just like ask random people at the castle, because I assume someone has to have seen it. But if we ask him directly, then he might think we're looking for it, which we are. So that would be a good assumption.
So someone talks to him about everything but that.
Yeah. But I mean, we don't even need to talk to him first. We can go ask around the castle. Maybe they've seen it first, or it's around the city. Maybe he keeps it in a special place that everyone knows about, and no one's allowed to go in there. Right? We don't know if we know where he's keeping it. So it might be in the castle. It might be in a special like jail area. It might be in like an arena. It could be anywhere. It could be like a mage tower, because maybe he does a mage stuff to keep it at bay. We don't know.
Or maybe at a temple?
Yeah, something like that. So I mean, we just ask around town first, like to random people, to see if it's like, well, maybe Crown knows. Crown, do you know where it's being held at, or where people might think it's like in the castle somewhere?
They tend to battle outside of the sight of everyone, but I'm assuming it may be somewhere under the castle.
Okay, so it's probably under the castle. So we gotta get in the castle, and then figure out where it is in the castle, and then go get it.
Right.
Okay, so you probably keep it locked in the castle somewhere, so we have to find a guard maybe? Maybe the guards know where things are being locked up.
It's probably a magical vault with a bunch of spells protecting it, I would assume.
But guards guarding it, so... Or guards maybe know where it's at. So if we ask a guard, like, what's the coolest thing you guys got a guard? And they're like, the coolest thing is the big weapon because it's scary. And we talk to them about it.
So
I
you
don't
plan to-
think they'd be willing to just give up information that easily.
I don't know. I talk to them all the time and they give me lots of information. People like to show off.
I'm gonna
I
ask.
mean, not everybody does.
Well, maybe we
I'm gonna ask our guide here what would it take to get an audience with the Duke.
So to talk to Keelan, he may respond to the situation you just mentioned. Like if you found that someone's tampering with the Titans, there's one here, but we've kept them quiet for a while. But if
Okay.
they're being awakened, he may want to know about that.
So we'll go and tell him directly about the Titans. That's a
Right.
start. That's our way in. Is that correct?
That's a good start, yes. But it seems like you guys may need some more like fleshing out of this plan.
But then once we're in there, I can ask the guards questions to see if they know where the weapon is, and then we can go down and get it.
I think at the end of the day, subterfuge is never going to be our expertise.
I don't know that.
Apparently, yes. Being indirect in a way.
Yes.
Sneaky, stealthy, or
No, well, I mean, I didn't want to do that, but you said we can't ask him for it because he's not going to give it to us. So I mean,
Well, it's not up to him to give.
oh, who was it up to?
It's its own sentient being.
Oh, so if we just say, can we talk to him?
But what if it tries to possess you?
Oh, well, I'll tell it not to.
Yes. Good. That'll be a good answer for it.
Yeah.
I mean, that is kind of what you're supposed to do, isn't it?
I mean, no
Well,
means no.
So if a murderer approaches you with a knife and you tell him no, don't, he just walks away.
Well, a murder
Yeah.
isn't a magic item.
But I
I
tell him
put
no.
my hands on
Yeah.
Samsy's shoulder to try and tell her something out of earshot
Way
of
high
the
up.
person.
Yeah, we're just like, no, you tell him no means no, and if he keeps trying, you pull out your big sword and you say, I'm gonna hit you with the big sword, and they usually walk away. And then if not, then you hit him with a big sword and they walk away.
Samsy is listening.
Well, I haven't been possessed. I've had this book for years.
Maybe you're already possessed.
Not all items are going to be nice.
Oh, she called me nice. Sweet.
Okay. Tell them about the Titans, and we can.
What happens if it possesses you?
The weapon forms to your preferred choice,
Okay.
and you become one.
Oh. So maybe that did happen to Rain. Rain, did you and your book become one?
Kind of.
Okay, well maybe
Says with a question mark.
Is your book your preferred item?
Yes.
Okay. I pat him on the head. Yep, he's possessed.
Samsy internally, I don't think that's how that works.
Okay. So why is possessed being bad? Because it doesn't seem like it's bad. It becomes a cool thing that you like.
Yes, it's pretty bad. You don't have free will anymore.
Oh. Oh, I thought you just like it just hangs out with you.
Oh no.
No.
Well, that's not good. How does it possess you? What does it do?
It just erases your mind.
Well, let's show a demonstration. Rain, make a charisma saving throw.
It possesses your mind, and you become its vessel, like a parasite, in a way.
Good luck with that.
But it controls you to the fullest.
I'm not very smart.
It doesn't need your thought process. It'll take over. The sentience in it will just be itself. Your body would just be
Yeah,
the
you're
vessel.
trying to show like you don't make an intelligence save, you make a charisma save. It's like
Rain's like, am I charismatic?
Excuse the dogs.
No, don't need to excuse the dogs. The dogs are precious.
They're vicious.
I'll hear them. It's giving me flashbacks.
There's like
It's a new
meh,
between the two.
meh. That's what it looks like.
But yeah, so he's just like, I've never witnessed any of the clashes, but we felt them.
Okay.
I'm not sure how well he's handling up these days, but Keelan's pretty strong. He's been doing well.
I'm pretty strong.
Well, I think we just go talk to Keelan and see what he has to say about all this.
Guess
Right.
so.
Okay.
Well, thanks for the help.
All right. So
Thank you.
yeah, if you guys need to get any further, look right here. He points at the a gate nearby. There is a guard standing there, but he gestures at the guard and then does another hand gesture, and you see the guard does nod. Yes. So use this portal. It'll get you to the front doors of Elijah. But there are some things that they may ask you. So just like I said, be careful about what you talk about. But
Okay.
your strongest point is this Titan mess.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So take care.
Bye.
Bye. You see him wander off. He enters this very large, like, business-looking building. Something that you could assume is either like relative to the court system or something that is, high up in the, barracks or whatever you want to call it. No, it's just something that looks very legit and important.
Okay. So he's like, do you want to go through the portal? Should we go through the portal?
I mean, why not?
Okay. We can't talk to anyone here. They're bad or something, so we should go through the portal. Maybe everyone else there is not bad. So yes, we head towards the portal.
So yeah, you approach, and you get a few weird looks, just being the ragtag crew that you guys are.
I wave at him.
But yeah, once you reach the guard that Crown gestured towards, he kind of just like nods at you guys, like,
Oh, I asked him.
yeah.
I would have asked. I forgot to ask around this, but I would ask him like, should we look nice or should we just look normal or?
The better, the better the better. The more pristine you guys look, the better you'll turn out.
Yeah, like I'm a knight, so I'm wearing armor, but should I wear like a nice dress?
If you would like to wear a dress, that'll be fine.
Like,
but
okay,
be
good.
prepared.
Carrying his like
She's immediately puts she's
case
trying.
backpack.
She's trying her damnedest to like wear nice clothes whenever she can, but she was told like, yeah, you gotta wear your armor because you're a knight and blah 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 blah.
Right.
Like,
yeah, so he tells you like, wear your be ready to fight at any moment. So don't be caught off guard.
she has a fancy dress with a big ass sword in the back.
So anyone else before you guys approach the guard?
You're lucky Samsy is wearing pants. That's the most you're gonna get from her.
She's like, you should wear a nice pretty dress.
Mm,
It would look really cute.
no.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
So yeah, you approach the guard. He's like, you were with Crown just now.
Yes.
I have a few questions to ask before you approach our main city. So, what business do you have there, first of all?
We were told to say what did we tell? We found
The Titan. We need to tell
Titan.
your. Need to tell him about the Titan
What
activities.
The water Titan.
The Water Titan has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
We're supposed to come and tell him that the Titans are mad because people are stealing from them.
Yeah.
Right.
They stole their item.
Wait, what fool would steal from the Titan? That would bring their wrath upon the entire area.
A pirate.
Exactly. That's why we need to tell him immediately, so that it can be handled swiftly.
We ran into the pirate. We ran into the Titan. She attacked our ship. She apologized. We went on a shopping montage after that. It was pretty nice.
This is slightly unbelievable.
Okay.
But is there any way for you to give me proof?
We have an earring.
Yes, and my daughter has earrings as well.
That was the earring of a Titan. Can you tell that a difference from a person?
I've never witnessed a water Titan. I can't tell you what earrings she wears.
Wow.
I mean, we also shouldn't summon her arbitrarily.
I was gonna show her an earring. Show my earring just to show maybe he knew like that's the earring of a Titan.
And also the necklace. The necklace is from the Titan also.
There was no necklace, it's an earring.
Yeah, I decided not to use the necklace and just gave the earring.
Oh,
The
okay.
earrings seem more iconic. It seemed more iconic in the picture, so it was something I prefer to use.
Yeah, I was like, this is a basic necklace.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
Gotcha. But yeah, so he's just like, give me 1 second, I'll grab. So he runs around the way, not too far from where you guys were standing about, and he finds a friend of his, pulls him over. Friend is wearing like a straw hat and a few other like little trinkets around his chest, and he's like points at the earring. Do you know anything about that? And the friend gets close to you guys, pulls Sky closer, and he pulls out a magnifying glass and starts checking.
A jeweler's loop.
Do you mind if I smell it? Like, what? So she's like, sure, and she plucks it off, like, here.
It smells like a Titan. Yup, that's a Titan.
Esau, Well, okay.
Why is he licking?
Yeah, you about to see him like actually he does lick it. Oh, tangy. Okay, sir, could you not have that in my ear? Oh, I'm sorry.
An infection.
I will not be that weird. It is required for me to find what's. So, Klaus, can you just use your identifier spell? Like, that is an option as well. Yes. Yeah.
Beatrice takes off her earring and licks it, see what it tastes.
Tastes like whatever your earring tastes like.
Yeah, we're just like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
So
I
he
can't tell if it's
just
mine or
focuses
not.
on his spell and then clarifies like, this is touched by the Titan. These people are not lying to you.
Mhm.
Great. So that means we're all gonna die then.
I'm not.
No, if we somehow find the pirate Bane and get the treasures returned, then everything will be fine. But we need assistance from as many people as possible to get this done.
Very well. I'll grant you access.
Thank you.
But just know that if you cause any trouble, I'm very well equipped to snap your neck in half.
Okay.
Okay.
You can certainly try.
I have a pretty scrawny neck, but it's really hard to snap.
Well, when you go through, try your best to keep still. We've heard of issues of people coming across in different pieces.
You said keep still?
Yeah.
Like, don't move when we get through the portal?
Right. So he kind of points at the little podium behind him. Yeah, go stand in there
How long should we
Keep
keep
still.
still?
until you're where you need to be. You'll feel
Okay.
it.
Okay.
So yeah. You guys can all go at once, or you can go one at a time.
Beatrice, how many toes? Not a Beatrice walking.
Having been told that there can be accidents,
Let's go one at a
Samsy is
time.
like one at a time.
Strike some.
Now she has encountered paranoia.
I can go more or less first.
More or
Beatrice is
less.
already on it. He's already on it. Don't oppose. Stand it perfectly still. She's getting her reputation.
All right, cool. So yeah, you feel a little tingling in your feet, and it rises as it gets towards your head, and then you're gone.
He's like, how do I know where I'm gonna be when I need to be? Am I there yet?
Yeah, you pop up where you need to be. And who's next?
If there's a guy on the other side, Beatrice is like, am I supposed to be here? Is this where I need to be?
There's a guy just kind of like looking like, who the fuck are you?
I was told not to move until I know where I need to be. I am.
Yeah, you can move.
Okay.
Get down.
Beatrice gets down.
And then one by one, you guys all pop out to the other side. It's like, holy shit, it's a lot of you. What business do you have here again?
You see Rain kind of like smacking his lips, and it's like, oh, that same metallic taste.
He's supposed to talk to Keelan.
Yeah, we need to talk to Keelan.
For what? That's right.
About the Titans not being happy.
Titans.
Yes.
What's wrong with Titans?
The other guard said
People
we're
are
all gonna
stealing
die.
from them.
Someone's stealing from the Titans, and the Titans aren't very happy about it.
Yeah, so say you got some time. He asked the same questions. Like, just curious, like, who would do that? So you guys run through the space.
That'd be the pirate Bane, which everyone should be looking for.
Yeah. So.
Because he's a bastard.
Yeah, he was a jerk. He wasn't very nice.
Yeah.
He came on too strong.
Yeah, so he just kind of like shrugs out, like, yeah, you may need to see him quick. Unfortunately, he's meditating.
Okay.
But this is pretty important.
We can wait for
You know
him.
what?
We can wait.
No,
I think Crumpets.
I think it's important for you to press on
wait,
him.
like maybe wait somewhere where like there's like cool stuff around, like maybe some cool weapon or something. I like weapon. I don't know. Just where do we wait? Where's the
She's
waiting room?
weird. Don't worry about it.
If you want to wait, he's at the church.
Okay.
The dilapidated one. It's over there.
What's at the church?
He's recovering. So,
What's he recovering from?
one of the recent bouts.
Okay. Bouts against what? Who?
That's a detail reserved for like residents.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I
Okay,
can't.
let's go.
Did the other person get beat up too? If they did get beat up, where would they be meditating and resting?
It's not a beat up situation. It's just expelling of power.
Okay.
So,
If there's
yeah,
still enough
you
power,
wait in or out. He'll feel your presence as you get close anyway. So, yeah, just don't cause any issues. Okay.
Don't cause any issues, they said to the mercenary group.
No problem.
Yeah.
Don't
Otherwise,
cause
he
any
may
issues.
turn that weapon
Things
on.
kind of happen.
Yeah, he may turn the weapon on you if necessary.
Okay.
Wow, who hasn't?
Bye, guard number 3.
Right. So you guys wander through the city. I had a map for it, but it's a little too. I don't fucking much feel because it's kind of big and blurry. But the church isn't really on it. But yeah, you guys will be coming up through the bottom end, walking up, and yeah, church will be over yonder in the middle of nowhere, kind of torn down a bit, but still standing in a decent way. But once you get to the front of it, you see a guy with horns, kind of like just standing and looking at you awkwardly, like, "Why are you coming over here?"
While walking through the
doesn't look-
city, is there anything that shows like where they fight at? Like it's like a big battle area.
No, you don't see anything from the outside. It's just like a torn up church.
The fucking JoJo meme. Oh, you are approaching.
No, I meant like as we're
You need
walking
to
through
get closer to
the
kick your ass.
as we walk into the city. I meant like not when we got to the church.
No, the city seems to be perfectly fine. Everything seems to be intact. People don't seem bothered in any kind of way. But yeah.
Sort of subtly asked them like, "Hey, yeah, you catch that last fight? You know the one by where was that again?"
The brothel? Yeah, those bitches could just throw it down.
No,
That
that's
shit was
wrong.
hilarious.
Like the really cool fight with the guy and the weapon and the thing, you know.
Oh, the guy at the bar with the daggers.
No,
Yeah,
no,
juggling
no,
and then all of a sudden
no,
flinging him
no.
at that dude. That was pretty funny too.
No, it's like the cool fight with unity.
I mean, the brawl under the fighting pit.
Is there a brawl in the fight? That sounds cool. What's that?
Yeah, it's just a fighting pit. I mean, nothing really too cool about it, but I mean, it was a good fight last time.
No.
I lost a few bucks, but hey, who says?
Who was fighting there?
Just typical rabble, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was this fancy guy with a hood on his head, and he came by just bragging about how good he is, and you know, had a good fight.
Okay. Well, thanks. I didn't know about that fight.
Yeah. You guys aren't from here, right?
Nope.
Yeah, you look different.
Beatrix is wearing this like nice. Beatrix is wearing this like really nice like gown, like she's going to a ball or something. Like,
Probably says, "Yeah, you're slightly overdressed for this area."
I was told to dress as nice as possible.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So that's some random person that you pull off the side. He gives you some details.
Beatrix is at every person she runs into, the people stop her because she's gonna keep.
Do you eventually get some like weapon fighting? You mean like? Wait, who are you looking for weapon fights?
No, like
at some point, Santa's just gonna pick up Beatrix.
Beatrix, like I heard that there's a really cool fight that happens with like your leader guy and a weapon.
Where'd you hear that?
I don't know. Around. Weird.
You should know about that.
Why should I know?
You're an outsider.
I know.
Okay.
I know. But I know about it because my grandma lives in the town.
Pick up.
You're scooped up by Sam. He's like, "Yep, stop talking."
She's trying to explain like there's like her grandma was talking to her grandpa, and they live in the town, and she overheard it from them, and yeah.
So you're out of earshot while you still try your best to explain.
Yeah, I'm explaining as I'm getting pulled away.
Yeah.
Bye.
But yeah, so yeah.
But where would that be
he's
if
like,
you knew what it was?
So you continue to approach the church until, like I said, you see a guy outside peeling an apple with his nails, and just kind of sees you approaching and squints at first, and then kind of frowns. Like,
As this beautiful sister nails, like, I want
yeah,
That seems a little unsanitary.
yeah. So
You get apple into your nails.
he's just kind of
Just
chewing on his apple. Like, yeah. Can I help you, people? You know this area is typically off limits, right?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that.
Yes, we know that.
Then why are you over here?
Because I didn't know that. Oh, we were told to come here because it's important.
Is it that important that you interrupt?
Yes.
That's what he
Absolutely.
Oh, geez, you serious?
said. I said it was okay to wait, but they were like, no, it's super important. I was like, okay.
Okay, so what's so important?
I think all
Have you
guys
heard
are
of the
gonna die.
Titans?
Yeah. He kind of points at the church behind him,
Have you
like,
heard of the
there's
gods?
pretty much.
Well, the Titans aren't happy, and he needs to be aware of the circumstances.
Titans were always dicks. I mean, that's not anything
Oh,
special.
yeah, but people are stealing from them right now.
People are stealing,
Oh,
and they're
oh,
active.
Yeah, everyone
Active.
keeps saying you guys are gonna die, so I don't know. It seems pretty bad.
Who's stealing from the Titans?
A guy, a pirate named Bane.
A pirate named Bane. He's stupid, and he needs to be stopped.
Oh, no one could be that reckless. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
I'm serious. He's dumb.
We got attacked by a titan, and she thought we were him, and we weren't him, so she didn't.
Wait, you survived an attack from the Titans?
Yeah, I hit it with my sword.
Yeah, we
Well, you
talked
didn't
to
hit
him.
her with the sword. You hit the weird things
I hit
that
like the baby
impaled the
ones of
bow.
her. She had like it was like little hers. I killed her baby.
Which was gross, honestly.
Yeah, I killed her babies. That sounds mean.
So
Yes.
we need to talk to him about that and make sure that, for the interest of everyone around, that it's dealt with swiftly.
You see him hold his head like, oh my goodness. Boss is gonna hate me for letting this happen, but yeah, come on in. This is beyond important.
Okay.
Shit. Yeah, so he kind of guides into this church, cathedral, whatever you want to call it, something similar to a very large place. But yeah, inside it looks kind of totally different from what you see. But yeah, you start off from the near bottom, and out in the middle of the, I guess, spot that picks out over the waters that you see Kaelin kind of just sitting cross-legged and meditating. So let me grab his token quickly.
She's like, hi.
Oh my god.
Where do you want us to put our tokens?
At the bottom.
So
Rain is hiding behind Sanity.
I know that this is like the cusp of a very important thing, but I have to wake up at 1 a.m.
Okay.
and I want slightly more than 1 hour of sleep.
I was actually going to offer that as an option because it's going to get pretty, like you said, pretty.
Like this
deep.
feels like it's going to be a very long conversation.
Sure.
Cool.
It's fine.
Cool. So you see Kaelin kind of focused. You see his bow sitting right behind him. It is cracked, actually. So, but you see him focusing, and as you scream hello, he doesn't respond with his buddy Nico standing right behind you. Do I have any close to please? I do. Yeah, he leans on the wall and kind of just gestures towards you. And yeah, we can end on that point. So as you skip across the rocks to get to.
Oh, these look like the jetties. I love those.
What?
It's just a long path of cracked rocks along the seashore.
No.
It's used to help keep the tides out.